kick is up, and it is long enough, and it is good. Adam Vinatieri, at age 45, drills one from 57 yards out.
Was kept alive by Oladipo, and Sabonis with a left hand.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
All right, I had to become a doctor here in the last couple of hours. All right, as if we haven't done that before. It's kind of funny. When you do stuff like this, you have to dive into so many different facets now. You know, like to satisfy your incredibly popular professional sports storyline. So, yeah, today we all dive into WebMD or whatever you look at online, and we have to find out exactly what was meant by Jim Irsay saying to Jeff and Bill Polian yesterday, I guess it was, right? Yesterday, regarding what is really going on with Andrew Luck. And I'm going to tell you this. He's telling the truth. He is telling the truth. He told the truth last time. You guys all thought he was lying. He was telling the truth because he was going by what they were telling him. Now, he's going by, well, he's going to hit this mark and that mark, and then it all kind of came crashing down. Now, as an end result, Andrew was the one that turned out to be right. You know, it wasn't just between his ears. It was actually an issue with him being able to throw. But that's the one thing. I mean, Chris Ballard and the Colts organizationally will operate on this is what we're going to share, and we are going to try to be more transparent. And you guys know this clearly. They have tried to be that the past couple of years because, I mean, they understand. And I was a part of the understanding. And I was asked over there, and I was in front of a consulting firm about, what can they do? And I'm a jackass. So, what can we do to, be more embraced by the fans or to, because I said, just, you win. And I said Manning and winning around here has always been a really good combination. And we kind of had a conversation about that because they were aware that, their PR had taken a significant hit. In the court of public opinion, everybody, even if they didn't intend on lying, for the majority out there felt that they were lying. And it was fed every day. It was fanning the flames every single day. So since that point in time, they have tried to be better, tried to be more transparent. I mean, they welcome in the Colts.com cameras. Now, nobody's going to be completely 100% transparent with this. They're just not. But I remember telling you at the time, this is what you have to do. You have to be more reasonable to share information, or at the very least, not look like you're hiding it. And I'll get to that coming up in a minute. And not look like you're trying to keep this big secret, or not look like that what you're worried about. We got to sell tickets. Like I got that. I got email after email. They're just trying to sell tickets. Well, no, I don't think they're just trying to sell tickets. I mean, Luck doesn't want you guys to know a lot, clearly. And Chris Ballard doesn't want you guys to know a lot. And then when Jim Irsay feels really comfortable with old friend Bill Polian, he's going to tell you the truth. That's what he did. That's what he did yesterday. And nobody can really 100% put their finger on it because they're off today and it's not been able to be addressed. So I am practicing my pronunciation for tomorrow. I have been practicing in front of the mirror. I have practiced to Kyle because when it's said and done, I'm just a little hillbilly from southern Indiana, and these are big-ass words right here, all right? Myositis ossificans. Is that in the ballpark?
Yeah, from what I could tell, that's pretty on the nose.
Hey, if Mr. Illinois over there doesn't know, then I don't know. So that is where everybody has been led within their WebMD. And let me put this out there right now. I don't know anything accurately about what might be going on. I can try to tell you what makes sense. I mean, I told you yesterday that this particular injury began at the end of last year. It wasn't just about training. It was at the end of last year, like end of November, early December of last year. He took a hit, and I saw since then Will Carroll, who's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk about this injury with somebody that can actually pronounce the name accurately. But he had a tweet about this is not normalcy when it comes to an NFL player. And we'll get to that. But from what I was told yesterday, if you remember, before all this went down, I shared that with you, that this was a situation that had its beginnings, had its start toward the end of last year, and that's why everybody's feeling comfortable about him being able to start week one is because he played with us last year. Down the stretch, he played with us last year. And that was the beginning of it. I don't know when or when and if the calcification started. I may have one of these on my feet. I know it's not a corn, but I may have one of those on my feet right there, my leg, my ankle. Rolling an ankle a bunch? I'll have to ask Will this. If you roll your ankle a crap ton, can you get one of these MOs? These myositis ossificans? Can you get one of those rolling your ankle all the time? Because really what happened is on my right ankle, the calcification has been so severe, it's almost created nature's ankle brace for me. It's pretty sweet. I don't have to buy one ever again. Like I don't roll my right ankle anymore because I have the Mo on the side of my ankle, and it's like nature's knee brace or ankle brace in this case. Pretty sweet. It really is. Thank you, nature. Anyway, that is what a lot of people were pointing to. And again, let me say that is nothing that the Colts haven't even addressed any of this. So that is nothing. That is just all of us throwing darts at our medical dartboard. We all kind of take over and, act like we're out of an episode of ER. And you don't really know, but I think everybody has taken a logical guess. We'll talk to Will about that bottom of the hour, about this particular logical guess regarding Andrew Luck. But getting back to yesterday, when I told you that, this was a situation that was explained to me that actually, again, got its start at the end or toward the end of last year, late November. So if you guys want to sift through some tape from late November all the way out the rest of the season, then be my guest. But that does kind of fall in line, and it does kind of make sense to you. Now, the problem that you have when Jim, and we'll play back some of that audio in a minute, when he references, quote, a small little bone, then everybody loses it. And I saw you guys all losing. I was up at 8 a.m. I'm taking the kids to school, and we got people that were losing it. And I'm just trying to stay calm here. And one of the reasons why I stay calm is probably ridiculous. But here's the biggest reason why. And I'm going to get back to the whole dynamic between ownership and the front office in just a minute. But one of the reasons why I am steadfast in saying, all right, if they're saying that if he could start Sunday, or he's going to be ready for week one, then he's going to be ready for week one. If they're saying that, then they better damn be sure, because they're not going to get you back again. They just won't. I mean, they had to hire consultation firms and, bring people in and have conversations about what we can do. And, hey, what about this anvil thing? Is that a good idea? I mean, all this different stuff to try to up their status, which really from around here was maybe not at an all-time low, because this franchise started out with nothing but losing. But it was certainly at its lowest point that we had seen in a long time. I mean, that predated the whole Polian, Manning, Dungy era, for sure. That was back in the days when this was just kind of, hey, let's just go. Here's the game going on here. Yeah, grab your penny loafers and let's go down 30 minutes before kick. There's jack squat going on. And back then. And we've all seen the evolution that was led by the quarterback that they selected and the general manager turned president that selected him, and then ultimately the coach that took over. And then that's what most of you know right now. So you go back-to-back 8-8s in a 4-win season. You go that way 3 years in a row in the heart of Andrew Luck's career, then that one's going to leave a mark. And then the way that it went down, and, you didn't see Luck. As I mentioned before, he was kind of like a ghost, right? He just never saw and didn't hear from him. And, Then when you did, I'm going to come back, and I feel like I'm going to come back, and he thought he was going to come back until he couldn't. And he was going to Europe, and it was just all a really bad scene. So you guys are still a little bit scarred from that. I mean, Andrew talks about being scarred just from that injury in that season alone without playing. But, hell, you guys are scarred from that because every time something injury-wise comes out of somebody's mouth over there, you're already going, no, there's no way in the world that's true. I'm not buying that. And I get tweets and emails about how you're not buying that or you don't believe that's true. So, to me, it would be about as foolhardy as you could get to put yourself in that position again. And not only just again, but 2 years later. I mean, 2 years later. I mean, you still have all that's fresh in your mind. I mean, you're coming off a great year where they surprised everybody and they won a playoff game and everybody's hype and everybody in the NFL that covers it is just blowing sunshine up everybody's rear around here. And now you've got expectations. And to do that would be just absolutely ridiculous. So I think I'm just kind of going on. They got the smarts real good over there, so what in the world? Why would you jeopardize it? You guys just ought to sell a couple of tickets. You're going to jeopardize that? I mean, for real? For the foreseeable future for that? Come on. So that is why I sit here. Not only am I told that, don't go off the cliff on this, but I've been told that the entire time. I have relayed that to you. But on the other hand, I find it hard to believe that this organization would put itself in a position as it did about this time 2 years ago. Cannot imagine that. So that's part of it. Maybe it's me that's foolhardy. Maybe it's not them being foolhardy. Maybe it's me thinking that that's not the case. Anyway, but getting back to owner versus organization, Jim can do whatever he wants. And really, if you really wanted to know the truth, or if the Colts really wanted you deep down inside to know the truth, they would just put him out there. Now, he may not get it right. I mean, I'm assuming what you got on Sirius XM was probably, I don't know, I tried to look up small little bone in that area, and nothing really came up. We got to do a little bit of digging. But he did mention in that interview that that's what the trainers told him, and I think he made a comparison to former Colts Raheem Brock and Ryan Deem, correct? I don't know. I didn't look back on their injury situations of the past. That said, he's the one telling the truth. And I'm not suggesting that Frank or that Andrew or that Chris are lying to you at all, but they're going to give you enough to try to make you happy. But sometimes when you feel comfortable with somebody you feel really comfortable with, which is Bill Polian, the guy that, as they talked about further in that conversation on Sirius XM, that basically led you down the path from a disaster that you were incredibly embarrassed about, somebody that has brought a Lombardi trophy to this market, to this team, when nobody ever thought that was going to happen. He does lean incredibly on those from that area, and especially Bill Polian. So you get into that interview situation, and you're talking to Bill, and, the question is asked, and he's going to be honest about that. He was being honest. He may not have been, if he would have known probably more and how to pronounce it, he'd probably been more honest. But, again, what Frank's talking about is a calf, and if all this Mo stuff is right, then this does have to do with the calf. So, I mean, you can draw your own conclusions right there. And again, as I've said all along, I'm not going to try to change anybody's mind. I mean, if you have that thought in mind, if you feel that there's no way in the world this organization's telling you a shred of truth, then that's what you're going to have to believe. But in the process, all that matters is whether or not number 12's out there coming up on opening weekend out in Southern California. But yeah, I mean, I would not say, well, Jim's lying. He's trying to sell. Do you think Jim was trying to sell tickets in that interview? I mean, what are you, an idiot? Trying to sell tickets in that interview? He just felt comfortable. He was telling the truth. I mean, I think everybody has a comfort level, a comfort zone, right? When you just kind of get a little loose, right? Everybody goes through that. I thought that was the absolute truth. Now, I have that ready. In case you missed it, this is how it went down. This was with Jeff. Jeff Rickard from the morning show was doing a Sirius XM NFL show with Bill Polian, and they had on Jim Irsay. And for those of you, for the context of it all, for those of you that have not heard it, this is where we are, and this is how it went down.
But I really feel, very confident that he's going to, find his way through this thing. I think, after Durant thing and everything, everyone's erring on the side of caution. But quite frankly, this is not even in the Achilles tendon. It's, in another area. It's a bone. I'm not good at these things, but it's called something else. It's a small little bone, and Ryan Deem had it, and Raheem Brock, I think, had it. The trainers told me. But he's doing very well, very excited. He's a married man, baby on the way, and he couldn't be more excited for the season.
Yeah, that was me trying to explain it right there. It's called Mo something or other. It's a little bone. That's exactly how I'd have probably explained it too. But no, I get it. I do get it. Now, we can all double back and go, okay, so, why have we not heard about this until now? And I think that's fair because believe me, I was asking about Andrew, over a week ago with Frank, and these guys are holed up out there. The local folks are holed up out there every single day of practice, and they pepper him with questions about it, and that's the first time that anybody's heard about this little bone. And that's the first time. And see, that's the area in which will get a little bit cloudy for you. Because now you're sitting there and you're saying, well, wait a minute. You just told us that they're not lying, that nobody's lying, that Jim's not lying. Well, Jim's not lying, but what about these guys? Why have they not shared about this little bone or whatever this might be? Why have they not said anything about it? And see, that's kind of the issue you get when your owner is not within the same playbook as the organization right now. Because to me, it's clear that nobody really wanted to go there, and I'm assuming that's because Andrew didn't want them to go there, that nobody wanted to go there, and then Jim went there. But that's the right you have if you're Jim, because you're the owner, and you can say the hell with it. I feel comfortable. I'm going to say what I want to say. And he did. But that was kind of the issue 2 years ago. 2 years ago, if you remember, Chris was kind of fresh on it, and you got a lame duck head coach, and you're going into the season, and here you are, here's the hand that you're dealt, and he had a protocol, he had a path in which he wanted to take, and, on a night in the press box up in the television booth, the owner decides that, hey, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and here's some information, and that, kind of started things in the wrong direction right there. So, again, do I like the fact that you get some nifty tidbits from the owner? Absolutely. Can it be an issue with the team, especially with the team 2 years ago that is still perceived by many around here as lying to them regarding Luck's injury and missing that entire season? Absolutely. But do I buy what Jim Irsay is saying? Yeah, I do. I think both sides are correct. It's just the other side was going by the playbook of, we're not going to talk about this yet, or Andrew doesn't want us to talk about this yet. And the owner just says, hey, you know what? I write the checks. I'm going to say it. I'm asked. I feel comfortable. It's Bill. All right. So there you go. What else you have over there from that particular interview besides that? Is that it? All right, we got more, a little bit more over there. He was talking about Frank Reich as well. And ultimately, the path that found Frank Reich as the head coach here, which was a curious one at best. But, hell, if it works out, it works out. So a lot of you are asking, do you feel any worse today than you did yesterday or the day before? And I don't. Yeah, I don't. We'll see. Like I said, I just can't imagine. I cannot imagine this organization puts itself in the same position. I know guys like Mike Florio want that to happen. He is just chomping at the bit waiting for that to happen because he's ready to pounce on it. Just ready for it. But do I think that there's some big, deep conspiracy here? No, I don't think the quarterback wants anybody to know. Hell, I don't think you're talking about the inner circle. I don't think he really wants anybody to know. And, the owner, was told by the trainers, and there you go. We'll get a little bit more about Mo and see what Will thinks coming up at the bottom of the hour if you guys are so inclined. If you want to jump on board, that's nice. 239-1070. Email address is jmv at 1070thefan.com. On Twitter at jmv1070. Rake's going to join me at 4 o'clock. And Tom Allen, the head coach of the football Hoosiers. The 31st of August is coming at a high pitch here. Ball State IU open up Lucas Oil Stadium. Tom Allen still thinking about who's going to start at quarterback. And we'll get a look around the roster from the Hoosier football coach coming up a little bit later on, about 5:10. Again, I have stuff to give away. We got more to get to over the course of the afternoon. Tomorrow, actually back-to-back days, I'm going to be up there for the Browns practice tomorrow and then again on Thursday. I don't know what that's going to mean, but I'm going to be sitting right there, and they're going to be practicing, and I hope that we get some really, in the corner of the end zone, I hope we get some really loud football player F-bombs go over the air. I hope so. You better be ready on the trigger over there, because we are right in the corner of the end zone. So if somebody gets beat on a fade route, then you're probably going to hear an F-bomb. Live, local, and late breaking, I tell you, F-bomb-wise, too. So we're up there tomorrow. I know that the Westfield folks are going to come out. Matt's going to come out. He's going to bring Mayor Cook out. And then they're going to bring us some sweet Big Hoffus barbecue. So, see, when I show up, then the awesome barbecue, you'll get everybody's going to be my friend up there tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I love you. Yeah, we're tight. Friends. So we'll have that for you coming up tomorrow and Thursday, by the way. Friday show, Tony Dungy in studio to start at 3 o'clock. And as you know, I like Tony Dungy about as much as I like anybody. And I can't wait for that coming up on Friday's show. All right, to reset, it is called Mo. And we'll let Will Carroll dig into that a little bit coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Because I think I've gone about as far as I can go with it. I get calls like Washington, D.C. Hey, want to come on and talk about this? I said, fellas, I don't even know if I can pronounce it. Is that okay? Did you hear Dan Orlovsky this morning was on, it's the show you guys all hate. You guys all hate Dan Le Batard. I don't care. I mean, it's fine with me. I mean, I like sometimes in shows go a little bit off course, but everybody around here kind of craps their pants at times about it. I don't. But Dan Orlovsky, who is a frequent visitor to this show, was on. Did you hear him talk about, I think it was Le Batard that asked him if he could still play, and he said he could still play, and he also said that recently, in the last few days, one of his former teams called him and asked him about it. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear it live. No, I didn't know it was one of his former teams.
One of his former teams. Former team. Or a team that he has been associated with, I believe is the way that he put it. A team that he has been associated with. So you know that he's been here. You know that he was in Detroit. He was in Tampa. He was with the Rams. And he was with the Texans. So which team? The Lions. I need to put that up there as a Connecticut Water question of the day. Because he wouldn't answer it. I need to send him a text and see if he'll answer you that. Now, I'm not getting at the Colts or calling him or anything. I'm just kind of curious about who's calling him. Out of that group, who's calling? Who's calling Orlovsky, who's working at ESPN and is solidified there right now in his football role at ESPN. He's doing a wide variety of shows. He's even doing shows and everybody's yelling at one another and we got an opinion and I'm telling the truth. I love it every day. I'm going to tell you all the truth. Every day on one of those debate shows, they got to tell us how they're telling us the truth. Hey, listen, I got news for you. People expect that when they tune in, clowns, all right? The reason why I don't tell you that every day is because I think you expect it. Why would I have to tell you? Well, you know what? I'm telling you the truth right now because back in the 4 o'clock hour, I told you the damn biggest lie ever. Detroit, Tampa Bay, the Colts, the Rams, well, the Texans. Who do you think called him? Send him a text and see if we can find out who called him, too. What is this, Fantasy Football Day on ESPN2? We have to figure out exactly how we're going to handle that. Are you going to be ready to handle it? Because you're going to have to be the moderator here. Now, you can have a team, but you got to moderate because I can't do any of that stuff. Do you play fantasy football?
Yeah, but you got to figure out if you want to have a 10-person league or an open league.
What do you guys want? I'm going to put it to you. What do you guys want? Do you want a normal 10-player-esque league, or do you want this son of a gun to be open to absolutely everybody? What do you want? And then I can probably scrape up something sweet as a prize. What do you guys want? You want a big one or you want a small one? Yeah, a big one or a small one? Nobody wants the small one. I mean, everybody's going to want the big one. What do you think? We'll figure that out before the end of the show, too. Tell you just became the manager of the league right there. All right, Tom Allen, 5 o'clock hour. Rake's going to join me at 4. Will Carroll is going to talk about myositis, awesome and consensus. And if that might be the case, and if so, how? And does my timeline buy into it? And why Will would suggest that, hey, this is not something that always happens to football players. We'll find out with Will coming up on the other side next. Sit tight.
Luke Bryan.
Sunrise, sunburn, sunset.
The Sunset Repeat Tour. This Sunday night, Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center.
Proud of what makes you country.
Luke Bryan, live, with special guest Cole Swindell, John Langston, and DJ Rock. Get access to preferred seating with your City card. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
You have Medicare and Indiana Medicaid? With Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, you could be getting so much more. Anthem may provide up to $2,000 towards dental, $0 copays on many prescriptions, and up to $1,320 for over-the-counter healthcare items. Get more out of your Medicare and Medicaid coverage. Switch today. Call 866-649-8826. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is an HMO special needs plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield depends on contract renewal.
My name's Miriam. One of my biggest goals is to build my credit up. When I was younger, I didn't necessarily make the best choices, and of course it negatively impacted my credit.
At KeyBank, we believe it's never too early to start thinking about making financial progress.
They want to help you get ahead. That's huge. My credit score really has, in the last few months, jumped 60 points, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without the help of the advisors at KeyBank.
At KeyBank, you will find expert advice and easy-to-use tools that help you manage your budget and track your progress.
Financial wellness means freedom to have more in the future than you do today and to have a plan for it. Financial wellness is where I'm trying to be.
Get $300 when you open a qualifying checking account and set up direct deposit. Offer details at key.com/get300 or your local branch. KeyBank is member FDIC.
O'Reilly. When your battery goes dead, everything could come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It takes courage to talk with that someone special when there are problems in the bedroom. Erectile dysfunction, or PE, can shatter your confidence and make your relationship challenging. You can put an end to these issues. Have the courage to make just one confidential visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and get that spark back in your relationship. The doctors at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for all ED and PE issues, and you'll see results in your first visit. Or there's no charge. Call 999-9000 to meet with their licensed providers, no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes, high blood pressure, prostate cancer, low testosterone causing your issue. It doesn't matter. They can help. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic at 999-9000. That's 999-9000 or online at indymensclinic.com. Have the courage to take that first step. Indianapolis Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Marshall Mechanical. Owner Eric Marshall says working hands-on in the field and with the customers before he owned the company still drives him today.
I'm a technician by trade before I was a business owner, so the opportunity to be able to do a load, a design, and an application for everybody's house that is unique, that's a big passion.
Call Marshall Mechanical at 317-738-5940 or go to callthemarshallnow.com. In Johnson and surrounding counties, Marshall Mechanical is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Calling all Bobs. IndianaUnclaimed.gov and the Office of the Indiana Attorney General may have money for you. In fact, we owe people named Bob more than $3.4 million. In all, we have nearly $500 million ready to return to deserving Hoosiers like Bob. And you, do we have money for you or the Bob in your life? Find out at IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's worth a look. See and search for yourself. IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
It's Sertoma Club of Greenwood's 11th annual Wham Fest, a festival of wine, art, music, and microbrews, Saturday, August 17th at Craig Park in Greenwood. Tickets now at whamfest.com.
No matter how it happened, Caliber Collision makes it like it never did. The nation's largest collision repair company, rated among the highest in customer satisfaction, restoring the rhythm of your life.
The Ride with JMV.
Awesome! Totally awesome! All right, Hamilton.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
John, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Colts camp tomorrow. Browns and Colts, I got you tomorrow and Thursday from up there. Corner of the end zone beat on a fade route F-bombs, what we're hoping for from our broadcast position tomorrow afternoon. And then on Thursday, Tony Dungy in studio with us coming up on Friday. Hey, listen, we just got a text back from Orlovsky. I mentioned this. Orlovsky said on Le Batard's show this morning that when asked if he could still play, he said, yeah, I can still play. Hey, when's the last time you got a call? He said a couple of days ago. And he said it was a former team that he was associated with, or an associated team. And the Colts are, of course, one of those. And let me tell you this. It was not the Colts. Take the Colts out of the equation. So he played with the Lions, with the Buccaneers, with the Rams, and the Texans. Who would you guess that is? Gave him a call. Gordo wants a 10 to 12 team league. I think more of you want to go big on this bad boy than anything else. But we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. All right. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, and I can't pronounce anything, and that's why we got him here. Will Carroll is the injury expert at Injury Expert. Now, again, we all just speculate because the Colts will, as you well know, they've not been out concretely with what is happening here. That was Jim. And let me tell you this. I think Jim is being completely honest. That's exactly what a trainer told Jim. He's being completely honest, and that kind of, gives you a bit of a divide between what organizationally and the coaching staff want people to know, and Luck himself compared to what the owner has out there now. But what is Mo, if indeed Mo is this situation, Willie?
Yes. Well, Mo is myositis ossificans, which basically just means and there are two types of it. There's traumatic and there's progressive. Traumatic myositis ossificans usually happens when you get hit in the leg. It's almost always the quad, the thigh. It's very common in soccer, very common in rugby, just because of the way it's played, and it's not unheard of in the NFL. So, there's who did he mention? Ryan Deem that may have had this. And again, you can see exactly why. The guy's rushing around, knees and legs flying around. You can see where it would happen. And you can certainly see where this would happen. Basically what happens is you get a bruise, and in that space where the blood and all the tissue is healing, something flicks the wrong switch. And instead of healing up with scar, little pieces of calcification, little tiny pieces of bone start to form there. Nobody's really sure why it is. There's speculation that stem cells kind of get the wrong signal somehow. Again, this is fairly rare, but certainly not unheard of. But it's painful, and it develops over time. It takes months for this to completely harden. Most of the time, you just have conservative therapy. You calm it down. You make sure it's not hurting anything else, cutting into anything, and then you have to deal with the pain and the inflammation that happens with activity. So, again, you're right. We are speculating.
Yeah.
But with what Mr. Irsay said, what he said in the past, and all the symptoms and statements that we've gotten, especially from Andrew, I think this, all indications point to this being the issue.
So Will Carroll, at Injury Expert on Twitter, if you want to find him there. I had mentioned this yesterday, that I was told over the weekend that, in fact, this situation with Andrew started in late November, early December. That's when this whole I hesitate to call it an injury. I guess we can call it an injury now because it has been that. Yeah. But that is the grassroots level on which this all began. So I'm assuming it was during a game.
Yeah, again, this is just another piece that matches up. So let's say he got hit in the leg during a game. We can absolutely see that. You pointed to one particular injury, and I think that is the one that matches up best with what I've been told. I did speak to a Colts source earlier this afternoon that confirmed what he had said and indicated some things, but also said that it was a different area than what we'd all thought. When you think of calf, you think of just below the knee, above the Achilles. And I was told it's a different area. I can't really clarify further than that, unfortunately, because it's a source that can't go on record. So, if that's when the injury happened, November, December, and, it hurts, you have a bruise, but you get back out there. Those are going to happen. When he felt it first was about 4 months later in that April minicamp, and that would have been the time it took for that calcification to start developing. And when you start getting pain with the activity, just walking around, you might notice it, but it wouldn't hurt. You'd think, that's where I had that bruise. Not a big deal. I just won't walk as much. I won't go up flights of stairs or whatever you do in the off season. So that increase in activity certainly again matches up. And the fact that it's not completely gone away here 6 to 8 months later, again, absolutely matches up with the type of symptomology and treatment we see for myositis ossificans.
Well, and it sounds like this is good news, I guess, ultimately, because this is not just a calf strain that you can't heal, and it, according to Jim yesterday, has nothing to do with the Achilles tendon. However, I will say this, from what I was told, that was kind of initially Andrew's worry, was that there was something pulling and it had something to do with the Achilles, but since obviously everything is from what I was told negative on the Achilles, and Jim kind of shot that down yesterday in the interview.
Yeah, Andrew's human. He saw what happened to Kevin Durant. Everybody, you have anything in that area, you immediately think, I don't want the bad thing that just happened to that guy I was watching on TV. Even as unusual as that is, even though they're not the same kind of athletes, they're not doing the exact same kind of things, you can certainly understand the humanity and the hey, I don't want that. So the fact that it's in a similar area, you certainly would want to say, is it this? And you say no. The fact that, it's not a calf strain. Calf strains don't take months to heal. You have the worst calf strain. If he'd had a significant calf strain at minicamp and they had to surgically reattach it, which is uncommon, but let's say they had, he would be pretty much recovered from that by now. Yeah. So, that wasn't it. Things like that just don't take months to heal up. So we knew it wasn't simply that. So again, this is at least some sort of clarification. Andrew doesn't want to speculate. The Colts staff isn't going to tell us anything, but this at least gives us some indication. Yeah. Now the question is, what more do they do? I think the more interesting thing is that they brought in Tom House and they're throwing. One of the things that I've heard all along is that Andrew, along with Tom House, the quarterback/baseball guru, had altered his mechanics after the shoulder injury and was kind of rocking back using more of the lower legs. Now, if that motion is stressing the area, do they change the mechanics or do you wait for it to heal? That's interesting. The fact that bringing Tom House all the way out here is definitely unusual. He doesn't like to leave his La Jolla mansion. So, it's one of those things where I think that might be more significant than any sort of diagnosis.
Yeah, and the one thing everybody really cares about is whether or not he is going to be ready for Week 1. And I'll double back with Will Carroll, by the way, the @injury expert on Twitter. Will, and when I was told about, how this took place, I think part of the fact is, all right, so it took place during the season, so he actually played through it. So I think that would back up why they believe to a level that he is going to be just fine. Or if they played Sunday in a real game, he could play, or he is going to be just fine for Week 1. They do at least continue to say that, so maybe because he has played through that, that's the reason why.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he didn't necessarily play through it. Let's remember how this develops. You get the injury, and it takes a while for those little calcifications to develop. So he would have played through the bruise.
So this is a different kind of pain. This is a different pain, right? This is okay.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Imagine having bone spurs inside of a muscle, which is almost exactly what it is. It's uncomfortable. Is it damaging? Is it actually cutting through anything? Is it up against a nerve? Those are the questions we simply don't know, because we don't know exactly where this is or what he's experiencing. The only one that does is Andrew and maybe his doctor, though, really it comes down to Andrew describing what he's having. So, is he going to be out there practicing? Could he suck it up? Yeah, I guess he probably could, but why? Why would you want him to? What you want him to do is use the time of training camp to go out there and get comfortable, to get ready for Week 1. This is all about getting ready for Week 1. He wasn't going to play much in the preseason to begin with, so I don't know why everybody is freaking out that he's not going to be, practicing against the Browns.
So Will Carroll @injury expert is where you can find him on Twitter. Other than the Luck stuff, it always kind of is funny to me when you hear, and I don't know if there's a cut and dry method here, when you hear surgery or a procedure. Can we deem is surgery worse? Is a procedure lightweight? What is that, and how we interpret that in a written release or the way it's said? Do you know?
Well, it always comes down. Surgery we think of is actually invasive. But then again, using the artist robot on your head was a little invasive. It's not like they went in there and cut your head open and installed new hair. But it was, was that surgery or?
Wait a minute! They're growing my real hair, Willie. All right, it's my real hair.
They are, but
they rejuvenated it.
Plug it in there with you did it with the robot, right?
they got to shake my blood a little bit, brother. You know what I mean?
Again, that's a sports related technique. But a lot of times you'll hear things. Procedures to me are injections. Or there was a situation a couple of years ago where they actually looked. I want to say it was Julian Edelman. Might have been. It was one of the Patriots receivers where they went in and basically looked around with a tiny camera, kind of Mission Impossible style, and said, "Nope, the ligament's okay. We don't need to do anything else." So that was probably a procedure. I think when you actually have to cut somebody open, whether it's scalpel or arthroscope, that's surgery. Anything else is a procedure.
So Will Carroll @injury expert. What else you got going on? Tell the folks about it. What you might be doing.
Working. My day job is working with Modus Global. We focus on quarterbacks and pitchers, trying to keep them healthy. So we're working with 7 NFL teams, some really interesting ones. We were involved with Andrew when he was rehabbing. We were excited about that. So that's been our focus, and we'd love to get more colleges and high schools out there to keep these pitchers healthy, to keep these quarterbacks throwing as hard as they can.
How can they find you?
ModusGlobal.com.
Thanks for jumping on, man. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
All right, Will Carroll right there. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. We'll bring him on when I can pronounce stuff, which is always fairly solid. Hey, JMV, what makes you think Orlovsky will tell you who called? Well, he's not going to tell me who called, but we just asked him, was it, a team? He eliminated the Colts, we'll say. I don't know. I mean, you got his number here. Why shouldn't I ask? Hey, JMV, more likely to happen. Andrew Luck starts all 16 games this year. Domas Sabonis is on the Pacers roster beyond this upcoming season. Ooh, Matt in Avon with that. That's a good. Man, I'm going to have to come back. What would you say right now? Andrew Luck, all 16 games this year, or Sabonis on the roster of the Pacers throughout the season?
I'd say Andrew Luck.
See, I think Sabonis is going to be there too. I guess because I'm one of the few that kind of buy into it. Like nobody else buys into it but me. I kind of like it. Because I like Kim and I like Miles, I'm buying into it. So I'm thinking if they're winning, that means it is working, therefore they're not going to trade him. I may have to go draw here. But I do think Luck's going to start 16 games this year, but I also think Sabonis is going to be on the team. Matt and Avon. I think I'm even Steven right there, Matt. Quick one, back with the other side next.
The NHRA Nationals are coming to Lucas Oil Raceway, and The Fan is giving you a chance to be in the pits with Big Joe. Plug on to 1075thefan.com for your chance to qualify.
Hey, it's JMV for Connecticut Water, the absolute best. Here's what I want you to do this summer. If you don't have Connecticut Water, you don't have the best water, and I want you to have the best water. So right now, take $1,500 off your whole home solution here. Premier Series Water Softener, K5 Drinking Water Station, Leak Detection System. Thank you, Joe, John, and Dennis from Connecticut Water. With the 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31 and Southport Road. What an amazing summertime deal. You hear from me and find it online, ConnecticutIndy.com today.
You forget something?
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to be able to pick up Braden tonight after practice.
Oh, did something come up at work?
Nah, not even going to make it in today.
Why? What's going on?
Well, I'm coming up on some construction in about a quarter mile. I've already started ignoring the signs. In a minute, I'll force my way through traffic while texting. I'll pull the wheel a little too far and drive right through the barrels where I'm going to hit a few workers. One of them is going to get killed, so then I'm going to be arrested and charged with vehicular manslaughter.
No one plans on having an accident. But you can plan to avoid one. Read the signs. Slow down. Stay alert.
This is Kelly Watson, business manager of Labor's Local 1112. Every year, not only do accidents in the construction zone kill and injure workers, they can also cost you, the driver, thousands of dollars and time in jail.
A message from Indiana Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Hey, it's PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. I saw Darren a little bit earlier today. Hair shaking up my blood a little bit. Actually, I wanted them to shake up my blood. I thought, man, while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and inject, like, I got a couple other areas to do it. But no, the concentration here is on the dome. My lid constantly, to me, was losing hair in the past. So what do I do about it? Well, Darren approached me and said, hey, do you want to stop your hair thinning? I said, sure. What do you got? And he said, multi-unit hair grafting. I said, tell me more. And he did. PRP is the procedure. He explained it in full. And I had my wife there because I'm not very smart, and she took it all in. And voila, real growing hair again on a billboard. Everything is working swell thanks to PAI and Darren Andrews at 888-724-5129. Listen, I'm sure you look absolutely fantastic without the hair or losing the hair. That's no problem whatsoever. I'm just giving you the option. Options are good. You can go that way and know that somebody has your best interest in mind, and that's Darren Andrews at PAI, 888-724-5129. It's your real growing hair again with PAI. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Are you an overthinker? Hi, Rick Edelman here, host of The Rick Edelman Show right here every weekend. In 3 decades of serving folks like you here at Edelman Financial Engines, we've met a lot of folks who were trapped because they were overthinking their financial decisions. We get it. This can be scary stuff. You work really hard and you make a lot of sacrifices to save all your money. And well, just imagine if you make a mistake. Bad investment choices, the wrong mortgage, incorrect insurance coverage. It's enough to keep anyone awake at night. So here are 2 pieces of advice to help you solve the problem. First, realize that most decisions can be changed. And second, it's not just you, it's we. You don't have to go it alone. Let us help you. You'll get our experience and our expertise. So call us at Edelman Financial Engines. It's one decision you don't have to overthink. Call us at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
We are very dedicated to our community.
For Robert Violante and his team at Diamonds Direct, it's not just about business. It's about being involved here in Indy, giving back, supporting, caring.
We are involved in so many charities. For example, the Indianapolis Children's Wish Fund, Automobilia, Tatum's Bag of Fun, Champ Camp, Independence Academy. We really do give back and are involved in our community.
That's a commitment shared by the entire Diamonds Direct team, because this is home.
Everyone has grown up in the area. We're all either from Indianapolis or the Midwest.
And first and foremost, they're all big-time Colts fans.
Diamonds Direct Indianapolis was the first and only jewelry store in the state that is recognized as the official jeweler of the Indianapolis Colts.
Diamonds Direct, committed to value, committed to quality, committed to integrity, and committed to our community.
We are Indianapolis.
Keystone at the crossing beside the Green Bridge.
I'm Robert. I'm the general manager for Diamonds Direct in Indianapolis, and I'd love to see you. I'd love to have you come and visit the showroom. We'll take great care of you.
Double D, did you know that college football in Indy kicks off August 31st?
I do, and some bragging rights are on the line over at Lucas Oil Stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. It's Ball State versus Indiana in the Ruoff Kickoff Classic. My Cardinals versus your Hoosiers, Cardinal versus Crimson.
Can't wait. Get tickets now, 888-BSU-TICKET.
The Ruoff Kickoff Classic. Ball State takes on IU.
Call 888-BSU-TICKET, and we'll see you Saturday, August 31st.
Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Got a stopped-up drain? A Peterman certified technician will unclog it for just $83.
We'll get that drain moving again, and you don't pay until that drain is clear.
And if that same drain should clog again, no worries.
Because we back our work with a 1-year clog-free guarantee.
All for just $83.
That's right. Any drain, any clog, and all you pay is $83 when you call Peterman.
Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, join me tomorrow. We're going to have Kenny the Roadman Rhoda, legend in broadcasting in Cleveland, as the Cleveland Browns come to camp for joint practices. Then, of course, a game on Saturday. The Roadman joins us tomorrow.
The Ride with JMV.
I hope you had a hell of a bliss, Arnold.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
This date in film history. That's a great lead-in right there. 1982, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, we all had our kind of first time back in those days, didn't we? Kind of. And I tell the story all the time about it. I went on opening weekend, and we were going to go see this, and instead, I changed it around and decided to go see what film? And I'll bring it up right now. This is not going to be a trivia question. I'll bring it up now because nobody's ever going to find it. It was a film called Wacko. Look it up, Wacko. So the College Mall Cinema was lousy, full of people, and I go, let's just go see Wacko. And we went to see Wacko instead, so I had to delay my Phoebe Cates moment a little bit and instead have to get that thing on home video on VHS and sit in the living room of my house and my mom watch it with me. That was pretty sweet. Just not, the whole Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool moment is just not as good. There's so many things that you don't want to watch during that moment with your mom. 12 years old, your mom. You know what I mean? A wonderful, and I mean a wonderful day in film history, however. Maybe one of the best when you look back on it. Because that thing is entertaining from start to finish. Some will have a lull, 5-minute, 10-minute lull here or there. That doesn't. That goes full throttle the entire time, and that's pretty damn awesome. Will Carroll, a moment ago, he explained the Mo situation. If indeed that's a situation, it might be the situation. It is the pointed at situation, the alleged situation that Jim Irsay was talking about. Don't send me that. Kobe, man. Come on. I want to see that X-ray. And you guys are awful. Kobe, you should be ashamed of yourself. JMV. FYI, Wilson NCAA Special Edition Leather Basketball, regular price $59.99, on sale at Dick's for $39.99. Very good ball. I've got to get a Wilson Evolution because the Wilson Evolution is the best basketball out there, the best basketball, in fact, ever created. The Wilson Evolution. The worst basketball ever created is that piece of crap they use in FIBA and overseas, like dribbling a concrete ball. And it's slick and it sucks. But nah, man. The Wilson Evolution is the greatest basketball ever to be invented. Hey, JMV, if luck has... No. It's called Mo. Thank you very much. And Will Carroll got to the bottom of it. Yeah, I could do the Wilson Jet too, Doug Thrasher. The Evolution's the one I'm at now, but the Wilson Jet in the day could do it. Yeah, there's no question about that. Yeah, Reds did it to me again last night, didn't they? I told when we left, I said to Kyle, this is going to be a bad week for the Reds. I can kind of feel it here. And, man, they get down and come back and just could not get over the top, lose 7-6 last night. And Aquino goes deep again. Aquino goes deep for the 8th time. He is on an amazing run. I hope that one of these days it doesn't fade. No, he's not going to continue to rake like this, but I hope that he's sustainable at the very least. Because I have not been this excited about a Reds player since Gary Reedus. Race draw, top of the hour. Tom Allen, the football coach down in Bloomington at 5:10. Back with you next.
Hoosier fans, Indiana football tickets are on sale now for the 2019 season. IU football hosts 6 home games this fall, including matchups against Big Ten East rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines. Fans can purchase single-game tickets as low as $20 and $200 for season tickets. For complete ticket information, visit IUHoosiers.com today. Go IU!
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
When the sand gets hot, you gotta move fast, like a dog chasing a Frisbee. Move just as fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Because for the first time ever, you can get 20% estimated savings on select Ford vehicles. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Don't let this hot deal on America's best-selling brand pass you by. Get into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Based on 2010 through 2018 calendar year sales. Modem must be activated within 60 days of purchase through the Ford Pass app on a smartphone and remain active for at least 6 months after activation. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey at average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 9/3/19. See participating dealer for complete details.
Hey, John here. Big laughs arrive in a small package this weekend at Helium Comedy Club, and Brad Williams commands the microphone. That's Thursday through Saturday. You know Brad from the hilarious Netflix special, The Degenerates, and appearances on Jimmy Kimmel Live and the Joe Rogan Experience. Helium Comedy Club downtown, the corner of Georgia and Meridian next to Burger Study and the Circle Center Mall. It is a fantastic time, by the way, too. Tell them I sent you. For more info on upcoming shows or for tickets, visit heliumcomedy.com. That's heliumcomedy.com. Helium Comedy Club. Eat, drink, and be entertained.
The NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series is headed back to Lucas Oil Raceway in Indy for the world's biggest drag race. Be there Labor Day weekend and witness more speed, more emotion, more prize money, and more history than any other drag race in the world. It's the Chevrolet Performance U.S. Nationals, where you can see Top Fuel, Funny Car, Pro Stock Motorcycle, Pro Mod, and more. Tear down the drag strip. That's 16 race classes and over 1,000 cars set to compete. Plus, the world street car speed record could be broken during the Street Car Showdown. Current NHRA stars John Force, Leah Pritchett, Steve Torrance, and the rest of your favorite drivers and riders will be out at the racetrack. Meet Meet them all, get autographs, and get behind the scenes to see race teams rebuild entire engines in just minutes. The Chevrolet Performance U.S. Nationals, Labor Day weekend, August 30th through September 2nd at Lucas Oil Raceway. Kids 12 and under are free in general admission. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com or call 800-884-NHRA.
Welcome to the Knotfest Roadshow, the North American Tour 2019, featuring Slipknot, Volbeat, Gojira, and Behemoth for one night only. The Knotfest Roadshow, this Friday at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Check more at NotFestRoadshow.com. This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. The NTT IndyCar Series races at Pocono. Sunday at 2 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Ahoy, Ploy.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
This date in history has Devo and Whip It being released. Greg Rakestraw's in studio with us.
1982, is that correct?
1980.
80? Not bad. 39 years old as of today.
Devo would freak me out, though. I was 10 and you just never really saw anything like that. You know, you go, man, that's weird. It's like the Talking Heads. Devo and the Talking Heads kind of freaked me out a little bit early.
And Mark Mothersbaugh now is like one of the leading producer of soundtracks for movies in the last 20 years.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, what's his name from, why can't I think of it right now? I'm glad you, I'll think of it in a second. There's another dude that also is in the same boat as who you're talking about, doing movies and soundtracks and things like that. I'll think of his name in a second. But, hey, welcome in studio for the first time in a while.
Appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't bring you baseball cards like last time.
Yeah,
we had a chance to stop by the
I
the
had
shop.
to call myself out because Corey Snyder does not have a significant enough looking mullet, as I said.
You keep growing that lush hair of yours on top of your head the way you are. You may be in mullet territory in the near future.
I'm trying. So how are things going? You going up there tomorrow?
I will be up there tomorrow, yes. Be up there each of the next 2 days. My last 2 trips to Westfield for a while.
Did you go a couple of years ago when the Ravens were there?
I was not there for either day, so I missed the numerous fights, apparently, between the Colts and Ravens last year.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited about because we're right there in the corner of the end zone, so you get a fade that's delivered nicely, you're probably going to get an F-bomb or two from the cornerback, or one that's picked off, you're probably going to get an F-bomb from a wide receiver. We may even get one from Odell Beckham Jr.
You're talking about getting one live on the air.
I'm trying,
I had to
I'm
think
trying.
about that. I'm like, man, I'm not restricted to the corner. Oh, that's right. You will be because you'll be on live each of the next 2 days.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking about. What do you think about the latest luck stuff here?
We've been down this road before. And so we're all just kind of, I think a lot of us that are around the team on a regular basis have all kind of said, okay, you have pushed this about as far as you can before it starts to have an effect on the beginning of the regular season.
No question.
And that last kind of, okay, everything's going to be okay date is Monday. To where if you can't be out there on the field by Monday, then you're probably looking at very minimal, if any, work the week after, knowing you play Saturday. Basically, you're going to have 2 light practices, and you're not playing in week number 4. And knowing that kind of the plan going into the preseason, if Luck had been fully healthy, was to only get him 15 to 20 snaps in that neighborhood during the preseason. You can still do all of that in week number 3. So they as in the Colts, have taken this kind of as far as you can without really, I think, it being something that is a detriment to the team. And that last kind of little bit of buffer ends as of next week.
It does. Yeah, and it's interesting because what Jim said, and again, can you get that ready? Locked and loaded? This is from Sirius XM NFL. I think Jeff was a part of this.
Yes.
With Bill Polian yesterday, and Greg and I will comment afterwards. Are you locked and loaded with this right now? This is what Bill Polian asked the question of Jim Irsay about Andrew Luck's injury situation, and this was the response.
But I really feel
very confident that he's going to, find his way through this thing. I think, after Durant thing and everything, everyone's erring on the side of caution. But quite frankly, this is not even in the Achilles tendon. It's, in another area. It's a bone. I'm not good at these things, but it's called something else. It's a small little bone, and Ryan Deem had it, and Raheem Brock, I think, had it. The trainers told me. But he's doing very well, very excited. He's a married man, baby on the way, and he couldn't be more excited for the season.
That's Jim Irsay yesterday with Jeff and Bill Polian on Sirius XM NFL. So, and that... Again, he's the owner, and if he wants to, he's gonna.
Right.
But that does create a situation for those. Now, again, if you connect the dots, it makes sense, and it doesn't mean that anything that Reich has been answering questions about is inaccurate, with the exception they have not moved that far down the road, and people are going to question that.
Right. So, no, it's a common refrain to where you have to go, okay, that's not information maybe in that specific of detail the Colts have been giving. But when the owner gives it, you kind of shrug your shoulders and move on.
What are you going to do?
Right.
Too. So, and again, 2 years ago, they had a plan organizationally, and then, Jim, was doing his part, and you kind of get a bit of a divide there. But that's what happens. The owner's going to say what the owner wants to say because he scratches out the checks. But I agree with you. As of Monday, that's going to be the big day.
Right.
And that's when, next Monday, if he's not out there, then everybody's going to be wondering if week one's in jeopardy.
From what the sleuthing, the unearthing of what that condition is, if that's what it is, and it certainly appears to be the case, it does also seem to be that it is much more of a pain tolerance thing. And the idea being is that, hey, rest it now, knowing that you can, you hope this goes away, and if not, then you will tolerate as necessary during the course of the regular season. So in other words, I still think it is maybe safe to assume isn't the wrong thing, but it's going to be a matter of, all right, once the time the regular season flips and the calendar says it's time to go, then I think for number 12, that will be the case.
So Greg Rakestraw, he's in studio with us, as usual, on a Tuesday. Anything else stand out? Besides the luck stuff in general, which we have talked about ad nauseum, but anything else stand out?
As far as camp is concerned?
Anything, yeah.
The fact that the defense continues to be better than the offense. And obviously the fact that number 12 is not out there is a part of it. But I think both things can be true. It can be, hey, the offense is struggling without Andrew Luck, and in this case, I think that defense is really good. Rock Yassin has looked awfully good. You haven't seen Jabal Sheard, and that is a problem, but this team has depth at so many different positions to where, the offense needs to see number 12 back out there to kind of get fully functional for the start of the season. But I think defensively, this team will certainly have a margin for error. I think they're going to be really good on defense.
You know what? I think early on they're probably going to need it too, considering just how much work this offense gets with their guy.
And the example that I have been giving over the last week or so is that, we dealt with this with Peyton Manning in 2008. Where Peyton did not take a single snap during the course of the preseason. And that year, the first year at Lucas Oil Stadium, Colts started 3-4. Now, they ended up winning their last 9 games, but missed out on being a division champ, where a 5 seed had to go play in San Diego and lost. So it was still a successful season. I realize I'm talking about two different people. I understand that in Peyton and Andrew Luck. But at the same time, the Colts have dealt with this, at least in the past, and they have proven that, even though if it's not the optimal situation, that you get little to no reps during the course of the preseason, you can deal with it, but let's see how things play out next Monday.
Well, Greg, there's no doubt, too, that the start of this schedule, you got the first 5 weeks, and you have two teams that are on it, that if you have these visions of a home field advantage in the divisional round, I think you got at least to get one against the Chargers or the Chiefs and get out of Dodge, don't you?
Well, we have talked about this ad nauseum, whether the quarterback has been dealing with an injury or not, how much tougher the schedule is this year, and knowing that it's especially tougher on the road. Well, that's common sense, but literally, if you look at the won-loss percentage of the teams they're playing in terms of road games versus home games, it is strikingly different. They play 4 teams out of their 8 road games that won 11 or more games last year on the road, and obviously 2 of the 3 of them are early in the season, with at the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 1, at the Chiefs in Week 5, and of course going to Nashville. While the Colts have been successful, you wouldn't exactly say that's an easy game in week number 2. The only game of those first 5 you go, that's one you should try, without much of a struggle, put in the win column, is the Raiders coming to town as one of your first 2 home games, the Falcons being the other. So with a healthy Andrew Luck, this is a difficult opening 5-game stretch of the season before you get to the bye. If there's any question marks about him, now it gets even tougher.
Greg has the preseason games on TV. Greg has the games radio-wise on the post-game show whenever he's available to do that coming up again. And you were Buffalo. You saw that. Now, they were without Kelly at center. There was no Costanzo.
Yep.
That offensive line got worked by the Bills on the other side early.
Bills are a good defense, but the offensive line's got to get better. And I always think that part of what you saw on Thursday night can be attributed to just how important Ryan Kelly is to this team running the football. He is such a weapon along the offensive line and what they can do with him at the center position, because he is blessed with gifts that most centers don't have. Quentin Nelson, Mark Glowinski, Braden Smith will tell you, yes, we should have played better even without Anthony Costanzo, even without Ryan Kelly. So I'm curious to see as to how much better that group looks in week number 2 compared to week number 1. But again, I would lay a lot of that, especially their struggles in the run game, would be because number 78 wasn't on the field.
What you looking for, not only from these practices against the Browns, but that preseason week 2 matchup?
I think, honestly, it's going to be, again, a truer test of just how far this team along is defensively. Because, yes, they have looked good in practice, but I thought Frank Reich said it very well before kind of the mini break they had with a short practice yesterday and then having an off day today. He goes, we are officially at that stage of camp where both sides know exactly what the other is doing. And so to have that element of surprise, both offensively and defensively, we will learn a lot tomorrow, Thursday, and Saturday, exactly where this team is defensively. Without having Andrew Luck, there's always going to be questions offensively as to what they do. So you can, if they look great, then you go, that's a good thing. If they look bad, okay, well, let's see what happens number 12. Defensively, knowing that you don't have Jabal Shear, but you probably won't have him to start the year, this should be how your team is going to look in week 1 defensively. The Browns looked pretty good offensively last week. We expect them to be good offensively. All the weapons they have brought in over the course of the last couple of years. So we're going to learn a lot about exactly how good this team is defensively this week.
The depth at wide receiver, and I saw this because Tom Pelissero had the tweet about how look out for the Colts because they got depth at wide receiver, corner. I think offensive line is what he mentioned too.
I think he threw quarterback in there too, and I would disagree with that.
Yeah, did he throw quarterback in there?
I thought he did. I could have read it wrong.
Yeah. So it's funny. The kicking position is the one that's interesting because you had a great line the other night where you said that it's the understudy program for the rest of the NFL, and it has been, and it looks like they may have somebody else just by virtue of watching one game, but
you almost assume that whomever they bring in to compete with Vinatieri is not going to win the job here, but he's going to get a job someplace else, and Cole Hedlund looked the part on Thursday night. Watching him from a kickoff standpoint, his kickoffs haven't looked overly deep when he's been given that opportunity instead of Rigoberto Sanchez, but obviously makes all 3 kicks and makes his extra point. It was windy during the game. It was nowhere near as windy as it was before the game. That was like a 3-club wind before that storm rolled in at about 5 o'clock last week. But it was impressive to knock down all 3 of them. And obviously what Parkey did, what Badgley has done with the Chargers in winning that job midway through last year, and the fact that Brandon McManus is still hanging around the league as far as all guys that have been in here at camp at one point in time while Adam Vinatieri's been the kicker. So Hedlund could easily get a job someplace else.
Greg Raystraw's got the post-game show when he's back in the radio booth for the regular season. He's got the digs on what is an enjoyable time in that television booth with Rick and Lara.
It is, and I'm double dipping for home games. So I have the post-game show. I'll be wearing a shirt and tie during the post-game show for some reason each of the next 2 Saturdays. Then I get to skip out of my post-game show duties while driving back from Cincinnati on August the 29th.
Oh, really?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
You're going to drive back and do it?
No, I'm going to be listening to the post-game show.
Oh, listening. I'm
while
sorry. I thought
driving
you said
back,
you were
yes.
driving. I thought that'd be cool if you could drive back.
Like I have the mobile unit, like going up I-74.
Yeah, I don't know if that'd work, though, because you get some dead spots, I think, in that
Right.
area on
Once I
I-74.
get to, say, Harrison, I think I would be okay. It's going through those western hills of Cincinnati that might be the problem.
That'd be bad. All right, so Tom Allen's going to join me a little bit later on. Where's Tom Allen at? Because I've got some people suggesting that this is kind of a prove it to everybody with a win that nobody's expecting type of year for him. Where is he as far as hot seat or anything like that is
I think
concerned?
he's as well liked as Tom is. I think he's on a hot seat. I mean, you miss a bowl game 3 consecutive years. If they don't make one this year, that's when you tend to start talking about making changes. You know, everybody behind the scenes, everybody around the surround of the program loves Tom Allen. High school coaches have great respect for Tom Allen because he was one of their own as of 15 years ago in this state. But you've got to get to a bowl game. So beat somebody you're not supposed to, hey, that's all well and good. That'd be great. Win 6 games. And or beat Purdue. That is what it should be. You know, on the as you walk out the door, that should be on the placard for IU football. Get to a bowl game, beat Purdue. Anything on top of that, gravy.
When most people talk about Tom, it starts with what he has done recruiting wise. What has he done while he's here? Because you're somebody that follows it. What has he done as far as to impress you? Or not compared to the rest of the Big Ten, which is probably a bad comparison.
Not as closely as I used to in terms of following it, but what Tom brought was ties to the state of Florida and ties to SEC country. And obviously that has been the idea of whether you're at IU or Purdue is that, yes, you have to win the battles for the top players in your state, but you cannot exclusively recruit Indiana or even the Midwest and really out-recruit the top-end teams or even the mid-pack teams in the Big Ten. You've got to be able to find those hidden gems, those diamonds in the rough, guys that will turn into NFL players like a Tevin Coleman, obviously who's from the Chicago area, like a Cody Latimer from the Dayton area. But you've got to import players from elsewhere and find a way to turn them into winning players for your football team. And those, again, that follow it more closely than I do will tell you the recruiting has gotten better at IU. It's just a matter of being able to add everything together and get back to that 6-win marker or get over that 6-win hump.
What do we have high school football-wise this weekend?
So high school football-wise, this is the scrimmage games. Used to be the old jamboree, the exhibition games.
Why don't they do the old jamboree anymore?
Just because they play one team that way. Make it nice and simple. So
Did we like the jamboree better?
I wasn't around. I was around, but I wasn't covering the sport during the jamboree days. We used to do that in basketball too.
Hey,
you get 5 or 6 teams together at one location.
You think we can find a football coach listening out there that has been a part or a player been a part of the jamboree? Is that better than just a scrimmage game?
I'm sure you could put out the bat phone signal right now at 317-239-1070 and say, "Were you a part of a football jamboree?" Not a Cub Scout jamboree, a football jamboree, and the current coaches probably won't call because they're busy at practice right now. But the guys that played the game or are retired coaches would happily call, or probably calling as we speak.
So you got the scrimmages around, and then you guys
they do. I do.
You
not.
hit it running next week with CG and Warren, right?
Correct. This is my, again, I never want to sound like I'm complaining about my job because Lord knows I'm not. This is my last Friday night off until at some point in time in December. So I will not be scrimmaging on Friday night. I'll be enjoying some time with the family because, yes, Center Grove and Warren Central next Friday night on ISC, WNDY, and Comcast 81.
That is nice that you guys got that deal, too. Hey, is the DirecTV back on with those stations
This
now?
is where I plead dumb talent.
I don't know yet.
So if you're, for some reason, you are not getting my Indie TV, call your cable or satellite provider and demand that they put it on a la MTV back in 1981.
Who's your provider?
I am Spectrum, so I have my Indie TV.
Is Spectrum good?
Spectrum is great.
Is it?
Yep.
Is Spectrum better than DirecTV?
I'm always a big fan. If you can get cable, get it compared to DirecTV.
Why is that?
Just because it's a little more reliable since it's buried in the ground. You can have less service interruption that way.
So when it storms,
like when it storms because the cable,
it'll storm in Clay County, and then my will go out.
Well, I don't want to say anything disparaging about our friends at AT&T, DirecTV, Dish Network, or anything like that. But I am a cable subscriber. Yes.
They're not buried to the ground, are they? Aren't they up on a pole?
Could be, but yeah, they're not going to be disrupted.
Wait a minute.
Again, dumb talent. Yeah. That's why I preface statement with dumb talent, not an engineer.
That's all right. Well, you're going to be busy. There's no question.
That's the general idea.
Tomorrow, and then Thursday, and then little Colts action.
And even Indy
Saturday.
11 on Sunday. So
you got Indy 11 on Sunday,
on home,
too.
both. And again, Indy 11, we're scheduled to play the 17th and 24th. Colts home dates on those dates. So Indy 11 get pushed back a day. So each of the next 2 weeks, Indy 11 at home Sunday night at 6.
I'm telling you what, that field is weird, though, when you got, the
football lines.
You got so many damn lines all over the place.
I am so accustomed to doing high school and college soccer over the years on football fields that I have blocked it out at this point. I get where it's distracting if you do not watch it on a regular basis.
Right.
It's just background noise to me at this point.
I'm about to put this up here as a Connecticut Water question of the day. Do you miss the old football jamborees?
Ask people if they miss the old football cluster system, the old playoff system that ended in 1984.
What's the cluster system?
The cluster system was how you would qualify for the playoffs before everybody got in 1985. So my guess is if someone wants to speak to football jamborees, they could probably speak to the cluster system in football as well.
The jamboree would just be teams that of your level in your area.
Whoever you would want to schedule.
All right. Football jamborees.
Yeah.
Sounds like a party to me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
By the way, did you get that hole in the Eastern Green schedule filled for them yet? They still got a hole in Week 7.
Yeah, I haven't heard from anybody down there. I don't know.
I mean, you are their benefactor
listen,
at this point.
I would help. But nobody said anything. Why has nobody reached out?
I have no idea.
Try to help them out. Is this football jamboree guy question? Hey, give me hey, Bobby, while Greg's in here, he's going to roll here in a second. Give me your, hell. Way to go, Bobby. I wanted a jamboree thing. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for stopping by.
Anytime.
Appreciate it. Enjoy that Friday off, too.
Thank you,
and
sir.
We'll see you tomorrow, Thursday, and then again coming up on Saturday.
See you, dude.
See what happens. Greg Rakestraw, he's doing a variety of things, so many it is tough to name. Television-wise with Rick and with Lara Overton for the preseason. He'll be doing post-game stuff for the radio network as well. That is our friend Greg Rakestraw. Via the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, however, in studio with us today. Tom Allen's going to join us coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. I am live at Colts Camp in Westfield tomorrow. We're going to celebrate a little bit our friends from Westfield. I know Mayor Cook and Matt Deck, they're going to bring Big Hoffa over. So, Greg, there's a reminder. We got barbecue from Big Hoffa tomorrow. See, I'm going to be everybody's damn friend tomorrow. Big Hoffa is coming. I've heard all about it, and they're bringing it over for us coming up tomorrow during the show between 3 and 6 because I love me some Westfield, and I think everybody up there knows that by now. So we got that not only tomorrow, but then on Thursday, and Tony Dungy's going to join us in studio coming up on Friday. At JMV 1070 on Twitter from Bart Digler, he says this: fans want to complain because the Colts organization is secretive or vague. They complain because the owner can't shut up. Make up your minds, people. The way I see it, Irsay did them a favor or us a favor. Now we have a name for the injury and an outlook on the recovery. Now stop right there. There's not really a name for the injury. We're just kind of guessing. This is speculatory a word? Because if it's not, I'm going to make it up right now. This is speculatory. This is what we think that it is. I will say this. He's telling you the truth because that's exactly what he heard. And I think he referenced the trainers. He is telling you the truth. Now, on the other hand, the other side of things, when Frank answers it, he's telling you the truth, but he is going up to the point where Andrew wants him to stop. And Andrew doesn't want anybody talking about it. So that's the difference. If you're the owner, you can just say, you know what, I'm the owner, I can say it. I'm going to get comfortable with Bill Polian. I know him really well. He helped us hire the head coach. He brought a Super Bowl, a Lombardi trophy to this market. So I feel comfortable with him that I'm going to go ahead and cut this loose. And I'm sure that organizationally that is not at all the plan. But he's the owner, and what are you going to do? And he does tell you the truth. That is the truth. Now, I saw Hagan a little bit earlier tweet out what Ryan Deem had, because that is one reference that Jim brought up, was that of Ryan Deem and Raheem Brock's injuries. I think he said they were comparable to that of what Luck is going through. And this is what Hagan had said. He says, sources tell me the lower leg injury Ryan Deem had was, man, I can't pronounce any of this stuff. Os trigonum syndrome. Bone broke off at his ankle due to trauma and aggravated his Achilles. Happened in Super Bowl win over the Bears. Required surgery. Recovery time quick. Well, that doesn't sound like what he was talking about. But, yeah, that's the big thing we've been bringing up today. Hey, by the way, Stephen Dale, thanks for watching. Stephen Dale's at home recovering from gallbladder surgery. So I'm not driving home like normal, so I thought I'd try out the YouTube stream. I feel like you're staring right at me. I'm staring right at you right now. Steven, I'm staring right at you guys. If you guys want to check us out on YouTube, the 107.5 The Fan channel is on YouTube. And if we can pump this up, I wouldn't mind to take some of your questions from there. I don't mind it at all. And today's Steven's 40th birthday. So happy birthday and recover happily from gallbladder surgery. By the way, Greg, Danny Elfman of Oingo Boingo was I was trying to think of. He's been big in motion picture soundtracks in the past. Dead Man's Party. Yeah. Danny Elfman, Oingo Boingo. All right, quick one. We'll come back. You, me, other side. If you guys want to, I need a Connecticut water question of the day. You got one? I mean, give me phrase one really quick before you leave, Greg. Give me a good Connecticut water question of the day regarding luck that might be somewhat unique, that hasn't been used 1,000 times. Got anything over there?
Not that hasn't been used 1,000 times.
Well, no. I mean, something that sounds unique. Something that sounds new, something that sounds fresh, even though it's not.
I got nothing.
No phrasing. Nothing. How many people you think believe right now that Andrew Luck will start week number 1? Do you think over 70% will believe he starts week 1?
How about could Andrew Luck spell his own diagnosis?
Could Andrew Luck spell his own diagnosis? Good. I'm going to go with the week 1 start. I'm going to go, yeah, that's better. I'm going to do that. Thank the official hydration of the Backyard Bourbon broadcast is Connecticut water. We'll put that up, see what you think coming up on the other side. Back with you next.
No matter how it happened, Caliber Collision makes it like it never did. The nation's largest collision repair company, rated among the highest in customer satisfaction, restoring the rhythm of your life.
As a small business owner, when was the last time you considered switching internet providers?
I don't even remember. Running a business keeps me pretty busy.
Let's compare your current provider to Comcast Business. Are you getting fast, reliable internet?
Sometimes.
How about a full suite of innovative services like separate Wi-Fi networks, 4G wireless backup, and advanced voice solutions?
I highly doubt it.
Sounds like Comcast Business could give you more. Make the switch to the nation's largest gig speed network now and get an amazing deal. Right now, get fast 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for paperless billing and autopay. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Monthly service charge increases by $10 without paperless billing and autopay. Offer ends 8/21/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra, subject to change. Backup limited to up to 8 hours.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trust local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. One of the owners, Beth Rovazini, says B&W is proud to have their very own training center on premises in Speedway.
To help new techs that are just graduating from high school, and then also to refresh older techs and just to look at products too, because we really think it's important that we find the best product for that customer.
Put B&W's expert technicians to work for you at 243-3581. B&W is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Hey, let's get this done and get this done the right way. JMV for Diamonds Direct. I mean, any time is the best time. If you're taking relationship to the next level, man, there are some things you got to do right. And the first thing you got to do right is the ring thing. That has to be 100%, because if you don't, you're going to wear it for the rest of your life. Don't be like me. Do it the right way, the perfect way. And one-stop shopping you get at Diamonds Direct, because the selection is absolutely out of this world. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can match it. The rings are made by hand. True artists. No cookie cutter, boring, same old rings like you see at other stores. And by the way, the other stores are going to tell you all about the selection. Not even close. Not even in the ballpark of that of Diamonds Direct. So you do that. You get the guarantees, the warranties, and the price is absolutely spectacular. So why not? If you're going to take that relationship to the next level, you're getting engaged, make it Diamonds Direct. Also think about this. Now is always a great time to think for the future. You're thinking about the holidays and that special gift for her, maybe an anniversary gift. Diamonds Direct is your place as well. Tell them I sent you. Diamonds Direct, Keystone It's a Crossing, the official jeweler of the Indianapolis Colts.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities, or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Available at AutoZone and AutoZone.com.
Korn and Alice in Chains with special guests Under Oath and Fever 333. Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center, August 20th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Korn and Alice in Chains, part of the Coors Light concert series.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Saw Darren today. Man, I saw the ways that they do PRP. Have you ever seen PRP in action? Nice. Really is, too. And if you want your real growing hair again, I've mentioned this before, we're not talking about tape or glue or anything fake. It's not like Maury's wigs in Goodfellas. No. This is your real growing hair again. They use PRP through multi-unit hair grafting, and they resuscitate your dormant hair growth, and you'll get your real growing hair again with PAI. Get that private consultation today with Darren Andrews at 888-724-5129. Again, 888-724-5129, or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Hey, it's Stan Doggett here for Family Leisure. You know how much I love my spa from Family Leisure. Guess what? It's back. That's right. America's largest spa dealer is having the world's biggest spa sale. Over 1,200 spas, 5 manufacturers, no games, no gimmick. Higher quality spas, better service, lower prices. $8,000 spas, only $49.99. $5,000 spas, only $24.99. Special financing available. Over 50 models to choose from, and spas from $12.99. Nobody beats Family Leisure. Nobody.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with Hero.Loan. VA loans generally have a point lower interest rate, easier qualifications, no PMI. You can buy a house with no money down, and if you're considering refinancing, you can borrow 100% of your home's value to pay off high interest rate credit cards or make home improvements. The 5-minute loan approval only available at Hero.Loan. That's Hero.Loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation, 999-9000.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Save $150 by purchasing 4 Big O brand tires with qualifying purchase on your Big O credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The Ride with JMV.
Oh, wait just a minute. Didn't anybody knock anymore?
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
High drive into right center field. That's where he was hitting them during batting practice tonight. And he has done it yet again. Aristides Aquino, a 2-run big fly, his 8th in 11 games as a major leaguer.
Tom Brenneman right there with the call. Reds Television Network. Aristides Aquino, not enough last night. Reds lose, but he has been incredible since the trade of Yasiel Puig, and he's been taken over in right field. Reds and Nationals at it again later on tonight. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. Hey, JMV, so I've been on the off the grid, I should say. But wanted to let you know, we listened to your takeover on B105.7 with Hoosier Hitmakers a couple of Saturdays ago. For the Ride fans who didn't get to listen, it was really cool to hear Colts radio broadcaster call in and request Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses. Turn that back up just for a second. This is what played on B105.7. I guarantee you one thing. That's the first time that ever played on that station 2 weeks ago. Thank you. No, Matt was really good for it, too. We had Matt Taylor call in and intro a song. Tucker Barnhart was in Atlanta with the Reds, and he called in and introed Same Old Situation by Motley Crue, which I'm sure gets no airplay over there either. What the hell? Darius Rucker called in. We had him intro Hold My Hand by Hootie and the Blowfish. Mike Wells intro Jodeci and Come and Talk to Me. And Sean Stockman, before Boyz II Men played at the State Fair, Sean Stockman, actually they haven't played yet, have they? Is that the when's Boyz II Men? That's the 14th, right? Is that tomorrow night? Yeah. So Sean Stockman may be here. Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men called in and did an intro to Motown Philly. That was a good time. Thank you, Mike in Beech Grove. That's one of the things I love. I mean, it is such a good time to go over there, and Sean and Eric are awesome, letting me just kind of wipe the playlist clean and play whatever I want. And Chris Woolbridge does a great job. It's a good time. Thank you for listening, though. I do appreciate it. And I think I do need to get on there more. Oh, this is from Mike, JMV. So I've run into several people, a group, in fact, the last couple of days that have completely blown my mind when it comes to this Andrew Luck saga. People are actually saying that if he's not ready to go by week 1 or 2, the Colts should find a trade partner and ship him out and then give Brissett the keys. Is this ludicrous, or am I just not a logical thinker? No, you are reading. You are reading the writings of, plain and simple, some numbnuts. I mean, there's no way in the world. That is like the worst idea ever. And this is not a slap at Jacoby Brissett, but it's the worst idea ever. The worst idea ever. So, no, Mike, your thinking is right on board here. Hey, JMV, you need to coin a nickname for the new Red Slugger. His name's hard to say. He's got one. It's called the Punisher, right? Is that what they nicknamed him, the Punisher? Aquino? True story. JMV, back in the day, I played in football jamborees, and I absolutely loved them. I wish they would bring them back, although I don't think the coaches today would want that. I think they just like playing one team in preparation for week number 1. The football jamboree. Thank you. What'd you play in the jamboree? Monrovia. I love Monrovia. From Chris. So I was about 12 years old, JMV, and I went to see The Naked Gun with my mom. The sex scene with the pumping oil rig and trains going through tunnels was a bit uncomfortable. I feel your pain. Yeah, you know what? When it actually is going down, though, whoo, there was a lot of stuff. I mean, you had Phoebe coming out of the pool. You had Stacey Hamilton with Damone in the pool house. Oh, it's just, yeah. Woo. Hey, JMV, I wonder how much stress Andrew is causing the sports media around here with his calf strain, tear, pull, small bone, or whatever it is. I would say he probably doesn't care. I mean, he doesn't want anybody to know. Like, I guarantee you that what Jim talked about yesterday on Sirius XM satellite radio is not what Andrew don't want anybody to know that, but just Jim's the owner. What are you going to do? And Jim's truthful about it. I know that everyone here is about to go into a panic. You know what, though? Hold that, though, Randy. I am not. I am cool, calm, and collected. That first signature moment's going to be next Monday, but, yeah, I'm not. There's no freak out mode for me. I'm not worried about some little bone, some little calcification. I might be the only one around here that is cool, calm, and collected and not losing it. With the Reds, just way too many 2 steps forward, 3 steps back this year. The 1-8 start will be too much to overcome, but Aquino does make everything a little more exciting with this team. I completely agree, Vols, Randy. Completely agree. There have been moments. This team has been unlike years past, they're still fun to watch. They might not get it done as they didn't last night, or they blew on Sunday against the Cubs at Great American. They are fun to watch. So now you build off of pulling us all back in and being fun to watch, and you really next year make something happen. I'm not writing off the rest of the year, but there's just way too much to get over here. And as you mentioned, they just got off to a horrible start. But they have been fun to watch. I love the core that they have. I love the pitching core that they have. So I remain excited. Thank you. Matt, talk some football at 239-1070. Matt, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking the call, JMV.
Yes, sir.
I never played in the football jamboree, but I'm an athletic director, and we also have some junior high jamborees, and I coached in some basketball jamborees. Most coaches want to get away from it because, a lot of in a scrimmage you play longer, you play one team, and you get 4 or 5 quarters out of it. Versus jamboree, you just play 2.
Right. And is it more? It's the control is the same, right? It's just more of a festival type of deal as opposed to an actual practice scrimmage, correct?
Correct. Like, for example, the jamboree I was doing with basketball, you played 2 separate teams, 1 quarter, and then you went home versus a scrimmage where you get, 5 quarters and you can play some more situational stuff.
Right. That makes sense. When did the jamborees go away? Matt, do you remember? For high school?
I don't. Ever since I've been around, we haven't been a part of a jamboree. Like I said, our junior highs still do it, but that's more of a numbers thing versus the high school jamborees. So I would say at least the last 6, 7, 8 years, they haven't been around.
How do you like being an AD?
I enjoy it. My favorite part, I know it's long hours, my favorite part's after 3 o'clock so I can watch, all the kids do their thing and enjoy, why they're out there.
And I'm glad, too, because it sounds like to me, the way that you're talking, the positives far outweigh the negatives, because I know that we have more and more negatives with this, too, and it's glad to hear that, because, unfortunately, a lot of places it's not like that.
No, there's a lot of turnover, and you've got to love what you do, but, the kids make it worthwhile while you do it.
Matt, thanks for the call. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, man. Athletic director, baby. The AD, that sounds like a good gig, but you still got to put up with it. I mean, the parent stuff just drives you nuts. Kevin Allen says, I played in a couple of jamborees at Riverton Park versus Rockville, Turkey Run, and South Vermilion. Our coach would put in the entire new offense just for that night, so no one had film on us. Shane Palmer. So let's give Brissett the keys. Brissett is a great teammate. He's not a starting caliber NFL QB. If he was, we would have had at least a 3rd-round pick offered, maybe even a 4th. If Brissett is driving, we're picking in the top 10 again. Shane. Yeah, I mean, listen, the level of interest and want and need for Brissett to be a starter in the NFL is not as the Colts would tell you openly that it is. It's just not. Nothing against him. It is just not that. Now, hopefully nobody has to worry about that. If you have to worry about that, then there are so many different things. If this goes bad, there's a reason for everybody to freak out, unlike me right now. If this goes bad, I mean, you're talking about the shallow end is going to be the start of the season. I mean, this is going to be all-encompassing, and I'm not overstating the fact here. I mean, if this turns out to go awry, then the Colts are going to find it very hard to get their fans to believe anything, and I mean anything they say again. So I can't imagine they jeopardize that. Can't imagine it. Not after what took place 2 years ago. Back with you next.
Win tickets to see Meek Mill and Future at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center Wednesday, August 21st. Do it this week on the Ride with JMV. Details 1075thefan.com.
I'm Tom Shane. Every 6 weeks, I'm off again to Thailand to handpick Shane Company's sapphires and rubies in Bangkok, the gemstone capital of the world. It's my second home. For decades, I've worked with the most talented, ethical, and reputable stonecutters. This gives me access to a range of spectacular colors that no other jeweler in the state has. In Bangkok, I evaluate each stone in natural daylight and only buy those stones with the most life and the best color. Then, I have them recut to bring out their inherent natural beauty. Because I eliminate all middlemen and their markups, no one else comes close to competing with us on quality or price. Whether you're looking for a meaningful gift or want a colored stone for an engagement ring, come to Shane Company for the most vibrant sapphires and rubies. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Got a great idea for you. That idea is CarX. How's your car, truck, or van running right now? Seriously, when's the last time that you got it in and gave it the once-over or had experts give it the once-over? That's where you can absolutely trust Joe Childers and the CarX locations in Central Indiana, because they will do everything that is needed to make sure that your car, truck, or van is running the way that it should. I mean, people that you can trust, too. Great prices on everything, including brakes. So how are your brakes doing right now? Here's the deal. New brake pads, 1-year warranty, just $89 per axle on most vehicles. And that does include installation, $109 per axle with a lifetime warranty. Thank you, CarX. People you trust. The Joe Childers run CarX locations in Central Indiana, whether we're talking about the one off Thompson Road in Beech Grove or the one on the south side around Stop 11 and US 31. Absolutely fantastic. Find the nearest CarX, including a CarX location in Carmel, if your vehicle needs it. Anything, brakes, tires, mechanically speaking, and the overall trust and the price tag and the timely service that you desire, you get it with CarX. Tell them I sent you to CarX today.
August 2nd through 18th, your Indiana State Fair celebrates heroes in the heartland.
Today is $2 Tuesday at your Indiana State Fair, presented by Secretary of the State. Gate admission is only $2, plus $2 food options and $2 midway rides. Hang out with DC Comics The Flash from noon to 6 p.m.
Heroes in the Heartland, presented by Indiana Donor Network at your Indiana State Fair.
Hoosier fans, Indiana football tickets are on sale now for the 2019 season. IU football hosts 6 home games this fall, including matchups against Big Ten East rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines. Fans can purchase single-game tickets as low as $20 and $200 for season tickets. For complete ticket information, visit IUHoosiers.com today. Go IU!
My friend Evan Williams brings you the Backyard Bourbon broadcast. We got the final one coming up next couple of weeks in your backyard in August. Here we go. Thank you, Brent, and thank you, Randy, for doing all that you do to make this event happen, because it is spectacular. What we do is we bring everything to you and your friends in your backyard. I bring the radio show. I bring DJ Skids. We bring all the Evan Williams and Heaven Hill products that you want. The official hydration with Kinetico, and Wings Etc. food from Mark, a buffet of greatness from Wings Etc. all to your backyard, all coming up in the next couple of weeks. But hey, you got to sign up 1075thefan.com right now to make sure you're eligible. Just sign up and we might select you. This is the party of the summer, and the month of August edition is coming up. Again, sign up. The Backyard Bourbon broadcast brought to you by Evan Williams. Online, 1075thefan.com right now.
August is here and you need reliable transportation to get the kids back and forth to school. Penske Chevrolet at 96 and Keystone has you covered. Brand new award-winning Chevrolet cars, trucks, and SUVs are waiting for you, and they've got a huge selection of certified pre-owned cars too. Don't want to make a trip to the dealership? Well, that's no problem. Just call Jay Smith and Brett Rosie and they'll arrange a test drive on your test track. Shop at PenskeChevyIndy.com and Penske will drop your future car off at your home or business. Worried about financing? Well, don't. Penske Chevy promises the lowest price, and you can always choose between a purchase or a lease. For example, the Equinox comes with 0% financing for 60 months or $199 a month lease. The Trax has no interest for 6 years or $159 lease. The lease on a Malibu is $219 a month, and with all these leases, it's 36 months at 10,000 miles a year. Oh, and select Silverados come with 0% financing for 72 months and a $2,000 rebate, or you can just take 25% off that sticker. Penske Chevrolet at 96 in Keystone or online at PenskeChevyIndy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
All right, you know and I know that your dock isn't going to make it through another winter, let alone summer, and that's why I'm here. Yours truly, Daniel J. Dockets, will pull your butt or your dock out of the sling again with Deaton's Waterfront Services. Deaton's does Easy Dock. They came to my place, took out my old dock, replaced it with the Easy Dock. It's a floating dock, and Easy Dock will not rust, rot, or splinter. No slipping, painting, or redecking. Easy Dock. Tell them Dan Doc Itch said to look them up at DeatonsDocks.com.
Church Brothers Collision Repair is proud to have brought our community unparalleled service for more than 80 years. And the road ahead has never looked better under our new name, Caliber Collision. The same local faces and next-level expertise you've grown to expect are now backed by the nation's #1 in collision repair. Our name may be changing, but our commitment to restoring the rhythm of your life is here to stay. Same high standards, all new name. Church Brothers Collision Repair is now Caliber Collision.
Go trackside with Kurt Cavan and Kevin Lee. Tonight at 7 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I guess the only thing I can say is I'll promise to keep rocking and rolling, making better films.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Tom Allen, 5'10", will join us, the head coach of the football Hoosiers. Kyle's over there. I'm John. Thank you for joining us today. Oh, it's much appreciated. Meek Mill future tickets a little bit later on, too, so sit tight for that. JMV, over-under on how many times Tom Brenneman asked, "Can you believe it?" That's a pretty good call, though. Yeah, the Aquino stuff was solid. I like the Tom Brenneman-Bryant home run call on Sunday because the disappointment in his voice was fairly obvious. Hey, JMV, why don't the Colts just come out and tell us what the hell is really going wrong with Luck? Why the secrecy? Just alienates the fan base. How many of you are actually feel alienated because right now you're kind of just left to guess the rest of the story? And I'll answer your question, Brian, straight out, because really no team shares a great deal of injury information. And you add on the fact that Andrew Luck don't want any of this stuff out there and talked about anyway. And again, with Irsay yesterday morning on Sirius XM with Jeff and Bill Polian, he just felt in a comfort zone with Bill and answered the question. And I think that Jim is 100% right on this. We just have to guess as to what he was talking about. And I think we have a pretty firm guess as we talked to Will Carroll a little bit earlier about Mo and what that entails. So we got I think, a pretty logical guess here. But why don't they? I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, you'd know everything, but you're just not going with football. I mean, most injuries you hardly hear much at all about, but you want to know absolutely everything. And this is kind of the issue because you can tell that with Luck and with Reich and with the Colts, this is one way they wanted to go with the whole calf thing. Well, it's just, a calf strain, blah, blah, whatever. And they didn't want to go the route of Mo, or at least try to explain it, if indeed that's what, and I completely believe Jim. Jim had mentioned that's what the trainers told him. So they didn't want to go down that path. And that does kind of create, that's like, okay, so why are we being lied to? They're telling you that the calf had something to do with it. They're just not going all the way with it. And rarely, if ever, are you going to find that with injuries. And again, I'm not defending the Colts on this too, because now you have people saying, oh, here we go, 2017 all over again, when it's not 2017 all over again. And if you knew the real story, as I've explained with 2017, then you know it's not 2017 all over again. And again, part of me also says this. I mean, if if this doesn't work out the way that you, the fan base, are led to believe, you are going to have a hard time forgiving them. And I will sit here and tell you, I have an equally hard time believing that this team, this organization, would put themselves in that position again. I know people are, throwing darts and this is not smart. Why are these guys doing this? And all it does is kind of stoke the fire on the fan base. If he is not ready for week number 1, there is not going to be a lot of forgiving from Colts fans around here. That's just the way that it is. So I find it hard. If you're going to say that that is your expectation, or he could play if he had to on Sunday, it's hard to believe they would put themselves again in a similar situation they were in 2 years ago. Makes zero sense to me. JMV, I've never heard of Mo in my life until now. I'm saying Mo because I can't pronounce it very well. Myositis ossificans. I get the myositis right. I just can't do the ossificans. And again, this is nothing coming out of the Colts. This is just our speculation as to what Jim Irsay said. Do you have that ready really quick? We'll play that. You want to wait till the top of the hour to roll it? Tell you what, we'll roll that coming up at the top of the hour. Tom Allen's going to join us at about 5:10. Yeah, the reason why we're talking about this again today is because of the nugget that Jim Irsay unveiled to Jeff on the morning show and Bill Polian on Sirius XM yesterday. This is the reason why we're here. We'll play that for you, give you a chance to win some Meek Mill future tickets. And for IU fans, football coach Tom Allen coming up in a little over 15 minutes. 5 o'clock hour, straight ahead with you next.
Sports with Dan Dockich.
Darius Leonard, the Maniac, joins us now. You've been very vocal, have you not, about, using all this stuff as motivation, correct?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, man. Definitely not whining. Definitely don't really care. I just use it straight for motivation, just adding fuel to the fire, just let them know that I see the disrespect, and I'm going to keep using it to show that I'm the best on the field, and I'm going to keep playing and practicing to show that.
Dan Dockich, weekdays, noon till 3 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
An effective defense often hinges on sophisticated strategies relating to income tax projections, business valuations, spousal support claims. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Hey, John here for BullseyeEventGroup.com. I was talking to Kyle Kinnett a little bit earlier, and we all know about the Colts VIP tailgate, which is awesome before every Colts home game. Best party around. We know all about that, right? But have you heard about the December trip that we're taking to? I just got all the details a little bit earlier today. So mid-December, the Colts play on the road Monday night at New Orleans. So we're going to head down Sunday morning to get in the Big Easy in time to watch the football games. We're going to hang out at a casino down there, which is going to be spectacular. Spend the night. I'm going to do a radio show, a couple of radio shows, in fact, I think, and we're going to go to the Dome and watch the Monday Nighter against the Saints and then come back on Monday afternoon. Check that. Then we're going to come back on Tuesday afternoon, which is a fantastic time. It really is, with BullseyeEventGroup.com. And I have heard that it is selling and selling big. So if you're thinking about it, what a great gift-giving idea for the holidays with somebody that's a big Colts fan in your family. There it is, with BullseyeEventGroup.com. And, of course, never forget about the Colts VIP tailgate. All you can eat, all you can drink, music, fun to be had. Bullseye Event Center before every Colts home game. That and more. Right now, BullseyeEventGroup.com.
It takes courage to talk with that someone special when there are problems in the bedroom. Erectile dysfunction, or PE, can shatter your confidence and make your relationship challenging. You can put an end to these issues. Have the courage to make just one confidential visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and get that spark back in your relationship. The doctors at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for all ED and PE issues, and you'll see results in your first visit, or there's no charge. Call 999-9000 to meet with their licensed providers, no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes, high blood pressure, prostate cancer, low testosterone causing your issue. It doesn't matter. They can help. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic at 999-9000. That's 999-9000 or online at indymensclinic.com. Have the courage to take that first step. Indianapolis Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
Luke Bryan.
Sunrise, sunburn, sunset.
The Sunset Repeat Tour. This Sunday night, Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center.
Proud of what makes you country.
Luke Bryan, live, with special guest Cole Swindell, John Langston, and DJ Rock. Get access to preferred seating with your City card. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Our standards are the highest I've ever seen in the business, and I've been in this industry my entire life.
That's jewelry veteran Robert Violante, General Manager of Diamonds Direct, talking about how only the best of the best diamonds make it to the Diamonds Direct showcases.
We start by selecting the very best rough. We cut it, polish it, and then take the top 15 to 20% and offer that to our clients.
That mind-to-showroom concept allows Diamonds Direct to offer superior quality for less.
One thing that always surprises clients is how much further their budget will go with Diamonds Direct. They may have been looking at a 1 carat somewhere else for what they were hoping to spend. Well, at Diamonds Direct, you could get a 1 1/4, sometimes a 1 1/2, and it's really amazing.
And then there's the after-the-sale commitment from Diamonds Direct, a promise to stand by that jewelry for life for free.
Once you become a Diamonds Direct client, you're our customer in our family forever. We take care of your ring for life for free. You never pay for any service. Anything you ever need done, we take care of free for life.
Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Keystone at the crossing beside the Green Bridge.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Saw Darren today. Multi-unit hair grafting. It works. If you want your real growing hair again, if you're losing it right now, there's a way. I'll give you options. The option multi-unit hair grafting, artist robotic FUE, and laser hair therapy from PAI. Darren Andrews will tell you all about it. All you got to do is call 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
At thehomeloanexpert.com, you can sign, review, and upload all of your loan documentation right online. Thehomeloanexpert.com.
This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. Cubs, Pirates, Sunday Night Baseball. The coverage begins at 6 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
What did you say? I said we need a water break. You need a water break. Water is for cowards. Water makes you weak. Water is for washing blood off that uniform, and you don't get no blood on my uniform. Boy, you must be outside your mind.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hello, Blue. Well, Carol, Greg Rakestraw here. Colts camp tomorrow, Westfield. Some big Hoffas going to be served there. So my friends that are covering, I'm going to be a big fan of theirs coming up tomorrow. We're going to celebrate a little Westfield with Matt Deck, who's been on the show before, who actually was a high bidder on something Chris Denary was a part of, and he was on the show with us, I think, earlier in the summer. And Mayor Cook of Westfield, you know I'm a big fan of Westfield. That's where we're going to be tomorrow. We'll do that. We'll talk to players, and we'll talk to whoever else is hanging out there. And, again, that's number one, right? Number one of two with the Browns in these practice gets-together at Grant Park. Tomorrow and Thursday, I'll be out there both days. Friday in studio beginning at 3, Tony Dungy. And I cannot wait for that. JMV, how can people hate with Luck being out? Durant only had a calf strain as well, and look what happened. There's no doubt that played a significant role. Hey, by the way, up there right now, do you believe Luck will start week 1? The Connecticut Water question of the day. Do you believe right now Luck will start week 1? You know what? So far, man, it's going a little closer than what I thought. I've got I've got some honked off fans here right now, don't I? That's what it sounds like. JMV, Colts could be 2-3 or maybe even 1-4 after 5. Another terrible start that leaves them in the playoffs mode the rest of the way. Going to be at least 3-2 through 5. I've said this all along, Josh. I think they have to win either that initial game in L.A. or beat the Chiefs. I think those. I'm Mr. Must-Win guy. But I think essentially you've got to win one of the two with the Chargers and the Chiefs, at least to me. Kenny's right about this. The Pats just announced they released Danny Etling, of course, former Purdue, former Terre Haute, Indiana high school standout. They were transitioning him from quarterback to wide receiver. That might be one of these things. They might release him. Hell, you never know. They might bring him back. The Patriots have been fond of doing that and have found success in doing that. Julian Edelman comes to mind. Actually, more than a couple of times. I think Chris Hogan was was he a rugby player or something? Chris Hogan? What the hell was Chris Hogan?
I think he was professional, or at least playing college lacrosse.
Lacrosse. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was something. I mean, they are famous for doing that. All right, Connecticut water question of the day regarding luck. The reason why you bring it up is because Jim Irsay was on with Bill Polian, and our Jeff Rickard was the host of this show on Sirius XM yesterday. And when asked about the Andrew Luck injury, this is what the Colts owner had to say.
But I really feel, very confident that he's going to, find his way through this thing. I think, after Durant thing and everything, everyone's erring on the side of caution. But quite frankly, this is not even in the Achilles tendon. It's, in another area. It's a bone. I'm not good at these things, but it's called something else. It's a small little bone, and Ryan Deem had it, and Raheem Brock, I think, had it. The trainers told me. But he's doing very well, very excited. He's a married man, baby on the way, and he couldn't be more excited for the season.
That's Jim Irsay from yesterday. Myositis ossificans. That's the one I have a problem with. But that is where everybody is pointing the finger at right now, which is basically a calcification of a bone inside the muscle. Yeah, Will Carroll explained that a little bit earlier in much greater detail than I could. Nickname Mo. And as I mentioned earlier at the outset of the show, I think that's 100% the truth. And people are asking me, why don't they just come out? Does Andrew Luck not owe us? I mean, no, not really. I mean, you say that they would, but not really. And I put this question up there. Do you believe Andrew Luck will start in week number 1? We're going to see where this bad boy goes right now. Vote at the Connecticut Water question of the day, JMV 1070. And listen, I'm still calm, cool, and collected. And we'll see if I feel this way coming up on Monday. And Monday is that really big target of, all right, if he's not going to make it by then you're really scraping and clawing here. Then you're wondering. But Monday is a target date for sure. And we'll see where that goes. We're in Westfield tomorrow and on Thursday. So join us out there. Hope to see you out there. Both days, in fact. Should be fun. JMV, do other organizations coddle their quarterbacks like the Colts do? It seems like his feelings are way too big of a part of their decision-making progress. I believe that most quarterbacks are coddled incredibly. Yes. Yeah. Don't you think? I think most are. Just the kind of way that it is. I'm trying to think. I mean, we haven't had enough time for Mahomes to be coddled yet. I mean, just wait. Yeah, at some point, he's going to get injured. And then there are going to be questions, and then there are going to be reports and sources, and it'll start up in Kansas City just like it starts up here. I don't know about Brady. I mean, Brady missed an entire season or most of a season once upon a time. But, I mean, he pretty much gets what he wants there, too. He gives, but gets what he wants. I don't know. I mean, it depends where you are. This is just, I mean, 2 out of the last 3 years, it just wears you out. So I completely understand where all you guys are right now. I do. JMV, so how does Luck get his injury in training, and why does it take him longer to heal than anyone else? Well, it was, as I told you yesterday, this was something I think first got underway from what I was told in late in the season of last year. I mean, it was the hit or whatever occurred to start this whole thing occurred at the end of last year. And that's what we talked about a little bit yesterday on the show. And then you re-aggravate it as a reason why you don't get, the healing with the non-pain, and apparently that's where everybody's pointing the finger at, the whole Mo thing right now. Patty, to answer your question. Hey, JMV, no offense, but it's hard to take you seriously when you say must win against either the Chargers or the Chiefs when last year you called the Bengals game a must win. That's all right. I don't care. A must-win guy. I mean, listen, I could twist this up and have it, say whatever I wanted to say. Would it have been easier? I mean, they started out 1-5. Would it have been better had they beaten the Bengals and not started 1-5? Sure. I tell you this beforehand. I am must-win guy. I am not old fart. Well, the numbers don't bear out. This is what you need to do, and you don't have to win right now. I call them like I see them. So you tell me, I'm going to mix up the logic on this a little bit with you, Steve. You tell me, would it have been better for you had the Colts not started 1-5? Therefore, had they beaten the Bengals, would it have felt better to you? So there you go. Must win. Thank you. JMV, I'm going to give it a big nope on the Connecticut water question of the day. They're being too shady, just like 2 years ago. He's out for the season. You guys will never forgive him if that's the case. Cannot imagine on any level they ever put themselves in that situation again. Why would you? At some point, if you know, you just got to say, here's the way that it is. And remember, 2 years ago, I was an advocate of transparency, and you're never going to get complete transparency, but any sort of transparency compared to the way that it was then, it was handled like a mess. I mean, it was an absolute mess. Whether you want to blame the owner or blame whomever, 2 years ago it was handled like a mess. It was. JMV, can you get the folks to step off the edge, Colts fans? Good Lord. We'll double back in a second whenever Tom gets in here and check out what you guys are thinking. And maybe take a couple of calls or two. I kind of know what you're thinking, but we'll double back anyway. Hey, Antonio Brown is back, and he's found a newer old helmet, which is spectacular. Like, you didn't think that was going to happen. I mean, the guy's probably got the greatest resources in the world. I think he reached out on Twitter or reached out on social media. Right back at you, Steve. All right, hey, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, August the 31st. That is the opener for the Hoosiers versus Ball State, Lucas Oil Stadium. The IU head coach, Tom Allen, who has been kind enough to join us via the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Hey, Tom, thank you for the time. How are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for joining us. I'm kind of curious. You like opening up the season in an atmosphere like Lucas Oil Stadium you're going to get coming up on the 31st?
I do. Yeah, I know our players are excited to play there. I think it's just a great, beautiful place, great setting. Central Indiana. Our fans can get there from all over. So, yeah, I like it. It's a great spot.
It's Tom Allen, the head coach of the football Hoosiers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, because you have lived it. And, I mean, from really top to bottom, high school football, to college football, you've seen it all. How has football in this state from high school level to the college level changed through your transitions from the high school level to the college level? Because it's interesting to see the dynamic between that and basketball around here and just how it has changed.
Well, it's definitely grown in popularity. You know, the quality of the players in our state has increased a lot, since I started coaching here. many years ago as a high school coach. And I just think, when the culture really took off and all the things they did, it seemed to really change the way young people here even viewed coming out for football, and more of the players maybe that might have just focused on basketball decided to either do both or give football a shot, and those kind of things. So I just think that that has elevated it, and guys, they've seen other players go, to broaden their opportunities across the country from the state, and I think that just helps.
Yeah, it's turned into such really on the high school level, and you saw this as well. It's turned into a celebration on a Friday night leading up to the game and after the game, much like we see on the college level too. I mean, it's just it kind of involves everybody, Tom. Really, it does.
It does, and that's what makes it special, And then when you're a kid growing up, and that's what you grew up expecting, going to the games on Friday night, and then being a part of that atmosphere, and then you want to see yourself out there one day, and it just perpetuates itself in a positive way. So, that's how our sport has really grown, and basketball is always going to be what it is here in Indiana, which is fine, but football is definitely at a whole different level.
He is Tom Allen, the head coach of the football Hoosiers. They open up on the 31st versus Ball State at Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll discuss a little bit more on that in a moment too. But how's camp gone for you and your team to this point, Tom?
It's been really good. I'm just really proud of our players and their focus and the way we've been able to put together a lot of consecutive, very quality days of work and a great mindset. I love the energy they bring every day. We've really played at a consistently high level in regards to how hard they're practicing and attention to detail, and the coaches coach them hard and just seeing constant improvement. So we got a lot of work to do, but I like the progress we're making.
Where's the deepest position? At least eyeball that right now before your first game. Where do you believe that is on your team?
Overall, probably in the secondary. We have more individuals back there that can really play, I think, on game day than any place else, and that's a huge plus because those guys are a big part of special teams. We're a 5 DB defense, so that even adds to that. So those guys are just a bunch of guys that are good athletes that can run around and make plays on special teams, make plays on defense. So that's probably our deepest group right now.
Yeah, and that's why I thought, you had playmakers there a year ago, and you would expect to have even more there, I'm assuming, coming up this season, correct?
We do, yeah. A lot of those guys are back. We were very young on defense last year, and a lot of sophomores that played as freshmen last year, or redshirt freshmen last year. That's a big chunk of our team, especially back end. And I just like their athleticism, and they communicate extremely well, very unselfish, and we're just going to have to play a whole bunch of them.
Tom Allen joins us. A lot of, and you know this, up front is where it really happens. When you get bigger and you get stronger up front on both sides of the football, how do you view yourself personnel-wise on both sides of the line as getting bigger and stronger and better than maybe when you first got here?
Well, as a collective group, you just go through and you can look at those numbers. We're heavier than we've been on both sides of the ball. We're stronger than we've been, especially compared to since I've been here. I can't compare beyond that, but looking at the numbers and studying those and going through that. So, but it's just we're still young on the D line. We've got a lot of really good young players that we really like, but they need to keep being brought along. And then offensively, I love our first group and our top 6 guys there, 7 guys there. I think we feel really good about. Just we got to get a guy or 2 more to step up to give us real quality depth on the offensive line, and that's what we're still working on. But that's always going to be a constant challenge. I think those 2 positions are hard to recruit. There's not a lot of big guys out there. Everybody's fighting for the same guys, and so when you get them, you got to develop them, and you got to keep them healthy, and you got to keep them moving forward. And as they come along as a player and as a physical, nasty type of guy that you're looking for up front that can play physical for 60 minutes.
What kind of weight are you looking for as far as an offensive lineman is concerned?
You really want your tackles in the 320 range, and above, and your inside guys even bigger. You'd like to get, the 330 range there for your guards in the Big Ten, but definitely 300-pound guys. That's kind of the threshold we look at to say, hey, when we evaluate a high school kid, is if he's 260 or 265, can he get to 300 and up to 320 eventually, and so. We got one young man. It's about 360, and so he's 6'8" too. So he kind of spreads it out a little different than the rest of them.
Tom Allen, head coach of the football Hoosiers, on the Eddie Moore Automotive Group hotline. Can you, from one year to the other, what do you expect? And production-wise, you don't have to get into that, but maturation-wise, from Stevie Scott, what's your expectation there?
Well, obviously he had such a great freshman year, was beyond what I think any of us might have thought. I thought he had a chance to be a really good player here, but it was definitely sooner than many expected. But, so you don't want to put, extra pressure on him. But, he looks different, in terms of his body. He's really shaped it in a way. He's leaner. He's a step faster. He's more understanding of his role in regards to the where the ball is supposed to, his footwork and how we want him to attack certain run fits and what he expects to see and whether cutting back or staying patient on the front side and in the passing game. So to me, I expect him to be a more well-rounded player. A better pass protector. Be able to maybe break some of those runs that were 30, 40 yards and make him 50, 60 or beyond runs. And I just feel like he's more confident in himself, and he's got a lot of guys in his room that's kept him sharp. He's got a position coach that's really hard on him and holds him accountable for all the little things. And he's a great young man that's humble and has worked extremely hard. He's great in the weight room, and our strength staff has a ton of respect for him because of how he works. So, I expect him. You never know how the numbers are going to fall based on how, many touches he gets each and every game in regards to even other guys we're going to be able to utilize in the backfield to take some pressure off of him. But at the same time, I expect him to be a better football player than he was a year ago.
Did his production level surprise you first year out a year ago?
It did, yeah. I mean, honestly, I just sooner than I thought. I thought he'd maybe take a year to kind of figure it out. And like I've told people pretty open, honestly, I thought he might even be a linebacker when we recruited him, And so it's he basically an opportunity presented itself last year with an injury and an off-the-field situation, and he got thrust into the fold, and he never looked back. So that's a credit to him.
Hey, Tom, when you're recruiting him, I mean, did you guys tell him that maybe his future would be on the defensive side? Was he aware of that on the way in, or was that just a thought in your mind?
No, it was absolutely communicated. And so when I first looked at him, we were looking at him as a linebacker. And so
wow.
And that's totally how we evaluated him. And then we're like, hey, this is the guy that can play both sides. And as we got to know him and talking to him, I could just kind of tell his heart was on the offensive side of the football. So I said, hey, if you had to pick, so I'm going to let you pick what side you want to start on. And I said, I may move you, but I said, you get a pick. And he picked running back. And so looked like he's a pretty smart guy.
How often does that happen, as far as what you visualize compared to actually where a player comes in and plays for you, Tom?
I wouldn't say it's frequent, but it has happened, But that's just what you really want. You want to let a young man. You just say, hey, let's just get him on our team. We think he's the best player on the field. A lot of times running backs are, those either strong safeties or linebacker body types, or receiver and DB. And, even a guy like Reese Taylor could play quarterback and defensive back. And so to me, the more positions they can play when you recruit them, the better opportunity you have to be a guy that you don't miss on.
I'm assuming you would take a team full of athletes, right? I mean, if you just
absolutely, no question.
Tom, it's funny too because in basketball, I mean, they're kind of there's not really that breakdown any longer. Well, this guy's a 1, this guy's a 2. Sure. I mean, you're out there to be a player, and that's what you're looking for in football too.
No question. And we want to find the best athletes we can find that have some link to them and have the mindset we're looking for. And that to me is more important than what position did they play in high school. Even Matthew Bedford was predominantly a defensive guy, up through the ranks, now we moved him to offense. So, just guys like that to me just find good football players that have athleticism and length, and you fit that. Like we just say, hey, get him on the bus. We'll get him in the right seat once we get him here.
Tom Allen, head coach of the Hoosiers. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. The 31st, they open up against Ball State at Lucas Oil Stadium. All right, give us a little thumbnail sketch of your quarterback position and how all this has gone so far, and who do you like at least up until this point before the start of the season?
Well, it's been highly competitive, and we had our first scrimmage yesterday, and so that was a pretty good indication of some things. But I will say I don't know if it necessarily cleared anything up. It really, all three guys did good things. They all threw the ball well at times and all made some really good decisions. They've all got their strengths, and so we got to start sorting through it and figuring some things out. But I haven't been disappointed in any one of them. That would be the honest truth, that they've all done a lot of good things, and that's a good problem to have. We definitely have to make a decision, and we will. And in the near future. But bottom line is they all have moved our team down the field, and they've shown the ability to be accurate and to be able to learn the new offense that Coach DeBoer is running now and to be able to distribute the football. We've got a talented group of receivers to get the ball to that they love utilizing, and that showed up in the scrimmage on Saturday, and we got several good running backs to hand the ball off to. So to me, it's about making good decisions, spreading the ball around accurately, effectively, and then getting us in the end zone.
Is it fair to say that if you had to make that decision today, it would be Peyton?
Well, I mean, if you had to think all things equal and you just went on what you knew and were constants, I guess that would probably be an accurate assessment. But I'm not ready to make that, declaration. But at the same time, I do feel like that all three, I said it from the beginning, I think all three guys have the talent to lead our football team, and I don't think that's changed.
Before I let you go, too, give us, again, I'm asking for thumbnail sketches here, but your description of Michael, of Peyton, and of Jack individually in what positively they bring to the table that might be unlike each other, with all three, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, Peyton, the thing that sticks out to me is just his toughness and grit, and he's played, he's a fighter. His work ethic is really, really special, and his toughness and just the want to is at a high level, and I think that's been obvious. And then for me, when I think of Michael Penix, I just think about his athleticism, his arm. The ball just jumps out of his hand, and I just see him as a long athlete that has a ton of potential and upside to keep getting better and better. And then a guy like Jack, well, he's kind of one of those where he's more athletic than you think. He can definitely get first downs and extend plays. And he has an extremely strong arm and understands the game. Those are kind of the things that jump out of those three guys.
All right, the 31st, Ball State, Lucas Oil Stadium, and then you guys are back at home after that versus Eastern Illinois, and then Ohio State the 4th. But, boy, when this thing gets started, man, it is an absolute avalanche. I mean, there's no time to breathe once this officially gets underway.
There's no question. Yeah, you got to be ready from the get-go. The first one's huge because it's the first game, and we've got to be at our very best, and we know we're going to get the very best shot from Ball State and Coach New's club there. And then, as you said, it comes in a fury. So that's where we are. That's what we do. That gets us all fired up.
All right, Tom Allen, head coach of the Hoosiers. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. It's great to talk to you as always, too, and we'll do it again soon. And enjoy and have fun with the rest of your practice and camp.
I sure will. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Gotcha. Tom Allen. Yeah, thank you. Tom Allen's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. There's a lot there. We'll play off of that. This is like as of right now with the quarterback position, by the way. And he did want to make sure that we did specify that as of right now. And that's kind of why I ask it in phrasing of as of right now. Man, interesting Stevie Scott story right there. All right, quick break. We'll come back. Tom Allen, head coach of the football Hoosiers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, the 31st, Lucas Oil Stadium. I know my friends at BullseyeEventGroup.com are having a party down there as well, so that'll be fantastic. It's just a great day. 31st, and it's going to get here quick with Ball State and the Hoosiers down at Lucas Oil Stadium. Quick break. Back with you next.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys. A partner men can count on. 317-322-0122. Or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Hey, John here for Connecticut, the official hydration of the Backyard Bourbon broadcast. We're all ready to fire them up for a sponsorship on Drop Off Line Sports with me and my daughter. Weekday mornings, sometime between 8 and 8:30 every morning, where you can catch us, too. And always, man, I love my guys, too. Joe, John, and Dennis, the absolute best. Quick shout to my man, Austin. Austin from Connecticut that dropped some salt off at my joint yesterday. I really appreciate that. That's the kind of service you get. These guys are the absolute best. And right now, because they want you to have the best water, if you don't have it, here's what they're going to do for you. How about a triple play, a Premier Series water softener, an in-home drinking water station, and the state-of-the-art leak detection system. And you get $1,500 off. Who's down with that? $1,500 off with my friends from Connecticut right now. Not going to find a better deal for the best water anywhere. So make it happen with Connecticut. Northeast side, Castleton, US 31, Southport Road, South Side, online, ConnecticutIndy.com today.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Summer is coming to an end, and if you're like most folks, you're looking at your credit card statements wondering how the balances got so high. Vacations, school supplies, car repairs, home remodel projects. What if I told you the solution to all your problems was 5 minutes away? There's never been a better time to do a cash-out refinance. Pay off all your high-interest rate credit cards today and apply online now at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Your world moves fast. Welcome to Velo, the nicotine product that was made to keep up. Velo is the modern take on nicotine. They're pouches that are made for you, made for right now. Because with no spit, no smoke, and no hassles, there are no limits to where you can go. So whatever your destination is, Velo's ready. Velo, no limits. Visit Velo.com. Website restricted to age 21 plus tobacco consumers. Underage sale prohibited.
Hey race fans, Big Joe here, and the Chevy Performance U.S. Nationals returns to Lucas Oil Raceway Labor Day weekend, and the fan has an exclusive opportunity for you, the listener. The Pit Crew VIP experience with Clay Milliken, driver of the Parts Plus Top Fuel Dragster, and this will include reserve race tickets, photos with Clay, a tour of his pit area, plus hang out with me a bit on Saturday. All you have to do is go to 1075 The Fan and register for this VIP Pit Crew experience with Clay Milliken. For race information, go to NHRA.com. Speed for all.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
Not all will have the credit to qualify. Price excludes tax, title, license, government fees, and a documentary fee. All advertised vehicles are subject to actual dealer availability. Please check with your dealer for more information. Some vehicles offered for sale may be subject to unrepaired manufacturer safety recalls.
Hey, it's Chuck Jones from Bill Estes Chevrolet here with Tony Kanaan. It's really heating up.
Yes, Chuck, we have a lot of hot deals all month long.
We are kicking it off with the takeover sale.
The takeover sale?
Yep, get brand new Chevys from $169 a month and up to $4,000 more for your trade.
Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Hey, John here for PAI. Kevin Lee's a little salty right now, by the way. Traffic's terrible. Come on, Kaylee. Hey, John for PAI. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Whereas Kaylee didn't have options about which direction to go to come downtown a little bit earlier, I'm giving you options on the directions you can go to get your real growing hair again with PAI. The PRP treatment, I just took a little bit of it earlier today, and that's where it starts to get that rejuvenated hair growth on your lid. Back again. Multi-unit hair grafting, Artist Robotic FUE with PAI. Oh, just a lot of mumbo jumbo I'm talking about right now, but let Darren Andrews explain it all to you, and it will make sense. 888-724-5129. It's all about, unlike Kaylee on his ride down, having options. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Korn and Alice in Chains. With special guests Under Oath and Fever 333. Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center, August 20th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Korn and Alice in Chains. Part of the Coors Light concert series.
Hey, it's JMV, and Colt season is here, and Bullseye Event Group and the Fan are so excited that the best game day experience is back. The Colts VIP tailgate will be fired up and ready to go before every Colts home game this year at the Bullseye Event Center, and you will not want to miss it. BullseyeEventGroup.com now for all the details on how you can get your tickets to be at the Indianapolis Premier Event Center directly across the street from Lucas Oil Stadium for the Colts VIP tailgate this year. That's BullseyeEventGroup.com.
The Ride with JMV.
Smokey, this is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Thank you, Tom Allen, for joining us. I'm John. Zach Brown Band right here in the background. Hello, everybody. Kaylee wanted to know because the commute was difficult to get downtown. Last night, John Mayer was here. Last week, Kaylee.
Is he still here?
John Mayer is not here. I think they misspelled his name on the marquee out in front of Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
I saw somebody tweet that. Nice.
I wonder who did that down there. I'd love to call somebody out because I know that I could probably put the blame on somebody and we can laugh about it right now, but I'm not. Alas, I do love most of the people in Pacer Sports and Entertainment, no doubt about that. But I guess it was a great show. Anybody see John Mayer last night? I've never seen John Mayer. I do know this. He's got a great history in picking up some solid chicks in his past, though. Got a really nice history there.
I'm guessing that goes pretty well for him.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think? You cover racing. Are race drivers or musicians better at out-kicking their coverage? Because let's face it, most of these musicians start out kind of handsome, but there are very few drivers that look like, they mostly look like a butt into something.
My guess, advantage, rock star, singer, guitar player. Yeah, I think.
No, but you got to keep him. I'm saying out kicking the coverage, though. I'm trying to keep the drivers who are mostly ugly on the same level with musicians who probably they have an unfair handsome advantage here.
Not necessarily.
Let's give you a great example.
I just don't think the handsomeness always applies.
Do you think Kyle Busch could snag what he snagged if he was not a multi-million-dollar high-level winning driver?
I think he could if he was a guitar player.
Yeah, but what if he's just
a successful band?
What if he's Kyle Busch?
It's all the same.
Barista.
No, probably not. No, probably not.
I'm telling you, nobody outkicks the coverage, Kaylee. And that's good. That's a good sign for the kid right there.
Like race car? No, I think
nobody outkicks the coverage like a driver.
I think singers and guitar players, just people with interesting jobs. And unfortunately, talk show hosts never really fit that category, did it?
Well, I outkicked my coverage. We were doing something. She was down here yesterday, my wife, and we were upstairs doing something insurance-wise. We're up in HR. And, I mean, numbers were I'm just like this. And she said something like, you'd be in a convalescent home without me right now, because I really don't do a lot. I can't do a lot. When it comes to, thinking about something, I want to leave that to somebody else.
Really?
Yeah, because it kind of just, I get more, I'd rather do physical activity than have to think. I think thinking's harder on me than physical activity.
Thinking is overrated.
It is overrated.
I think that's on your business card. Yeah.
Thinking is overrated. It does. It kind of wears me out. Hey, since you brought this up, so blame yourself. Since you used to have a gig and doing the Colts thing, how transparent, which is loosely used here, were they about injuries or any other information when you worked with them compared to how we have seen them in the last year? Can you make a comparison?
I'm not paying as close of attention now, so I don't know what is true and what we're misunderstanding. And, keep in mind that these are football people. They don't understand all of the medical terms. Ultimately, I was thinking about this. We hate the way Bill Belichick does business, but here's an example of why Belichick operates the way he does. If Andrew Luck was his quarterback, he would say he has a leg injury.
Right.
Can you tell me he has a leg injury? What else? No, we're on to Cincinnati.
Robert Kraft
probably, Cincinnati.
And then Robert Kraft wouldn't come out and say, well, it's something like Mo.
So we all want, as fans, as media types, we want to be informed, but there's a reason why some organizations decide, you know what, we're not going to give you anything. We're going to be consistent about it. So pretty soon you'll stop asking, and then we'll never have to go back and explain why we weren't fully transparent about everything that was said.
Well, 2 years ago, the Colts weren't, and it really did. It backfired. And listen, a large part of this is because of what the quarterback wants. But, again,
I think that's probably right.
If the owner wants to answer a question and he's feeling comfortable with Bill Polian, as Jim did yesterday on Sirius XM Radio, then Jim's telling the truth. But Jim's telling the truth, a portion of it that clearly Andrew was not ready to talk about.
So here's my opinion on now and 2 and 3 years ago from afar.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the building in 5 years. I don't think there's been anything nefarious about this. I think sometimes it gets stumbled upon.
There's not. Yeah.
And like you said, Jim Irsay, he wants to be open and honest and tell you everything that's going on, and he doesn't have to answer to anyone. The others, in many cases, you're walking on eggshells. So you're worried about what does the GM think about what I'm saying? What does the quarterback think about what I'm saying? And so forth. And there are always versions of the truth, and sometimes things change. And when Irsay said a few years ago that he's going to be fine, I believe in his mind he thought he was going to be fine. I think everyone thought he was going to be fine.
And he was going by what he was being told. He's going by what he was being told. So.
Yeah, it's difficult, though.
And that's what he's doing now. He's going by what he's told now.
I understand what the fans are thinking. Well, wait a minute. We've been down this road before. You told us this the last time, and this is how it worked out. And how is a calf injury now a bone thing? So you go back to, well, the football coach was told it's something down in that region. Well, that's where your calf is, right? So he's got a problem in that area. I don't know. I didn't see exactly what he said, but
we're looking up medical terms right now, like the bejesus here.
Ultimately, I think we all just want to know when's he going to play, but it's called practicing medicine. They don't know when he's going to play.
Connecticut
or if
Water,
they do, they're not telling us.
Question of the day, do you believe Andrew Luck will start week number 1? 58% to this point say yes.
Well, who knows?
I'm not. Yeah. Well, because I'm asking right now.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. But
so we can all vote on that, but what do I know?
What would you say?
I want to know what
don't
Andrew
care
Luck
what
says.
you know. I just want to know what you think.
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say he will not?
I have no idea. The guy hasn't practiced. He's had this injury for 6 months now. 8 months? It goes back to last season?
I was told yesterday that it was something that not this injury, but it kind of started with the end of the season.
So anyone that gives you an opinion on this, whose name is not Andrew Luck or doesn't work for the Colts.
I'm going to have to turn your damn mic off here. I know where you're going with this.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Wait a minute.
You don't know.
What truth
I don't know.
What truth? Did you?
We don't know.
Hey, turn Kevin Lee's mic off over there. We can't have that.
That's my last time coming downtown anyway. This show will now originate from my back deck.
I hope there are 19 John Mayer concerts on every
serious.
Tuesday down here.
I know that's what we do. We offer opinions on things we don't know anything about, but have they guaranteed that he's playing week 1?
Do you do that on trackside? Will you do that?
Oh, yeah. I'll throw all kinds of stuff against the wall tonight. I've got Elio Castroneves driving for Sam Schmidt's team next year tonight on the show.
You're absolutely. What do you know, Kevin? What do you think, Kevin?
No, that's right. No, I'm not criticizing you, but have they said he's going to play week 1?
They said I
They're
think Frank
optimistic, right?
And Frank has said that if he needed to play on a Sunday, he said this 2 weeks ago. If he needed to play on a Sunday, that he could play Sunday.
Okay. So maybe it's nothing but a precaution, which actually would be smart. If he's got a boo-boo, there's no reason to be playing right now.
He has not said that absolutely for sure that he's going to be the start. He will start. Absolutely, right? Is that correct? Absolutely will not start? He's not said absolutely he will week 1, I think. But he has suggested
Well, he shouldn't because he can't guarantee that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun stuff for you.
You miss this, don't you? Stop missing it as much as you do.
Every once in a while. Not so much. Hey, I did listen to all the game or the first half of the game on Thursday. So that was cool.
Yeah.
So I hadn't listened for a while. Casey Valier is the studio guy now.
He does. Casey Valier does it.
He used to be one of our board ops for Trackside. He did a great job. And I'm really happy for Matt Taylor. I hadn't heard
does a great job.
Long stretch of a broadcast for a while.
Sorgi
Matt's doing a great
stinks,
job.
as we both know, but Matt's really good. Yeah.
No, it's really cool just how being in the right place at the right time. It's kind of like the guy that's the Bears announcer, Joniak.
Yeah.
He had done one NFL game as a fill-in. No, actually, I think he did a Northern Illinois game and sent that tape in and got that job, and no one thought he should get
Jeff
it.
Joniak, that's
and
how he got his Bears
turns out
job.
He deserved it, and he's really, really good.
He is.
And the same is the case for Matt. He got an opportunity that wasn't expected at the time, And he took advantage of it, and he's really, really good.
No, he is. There's no question. And you know what's even further to that? The reason why he was with the Colts is because the Gorman came in here.
I thought it was because he got tired of you.
No, the Gorman came in here with McAfee while I was on vacation years ago, and the Gorman realized that Matt will do absolutely everything, and he could sit over there at the time when he was working and do jack squat nothing. And I come back, and Matt's gone.
And he's gone.
Matt's gone.
Yeah,
Matt's over there doing everything, and Jeff's moving one pile of papers from one side to the other side of the desk.
That's called management.
That's, management.
We need to learn that skill.
Kaylee's trackside later on tonight. Apparently, he's going to tell you that Elio Castroneves is going to drive for Sam Schmidt Racing with that new situation coming up, too. And he'll bring up, I'm sure, the McLaren story. Hey, how much would it cost Blake? Blake wants his first car to be a McLaren. How much is that going to run me?
I haven't priced that out, but I'm going to guess it starts at like $250,000, and maybe that's on the low side. That might be low.
$250,000 for a McLaren? Huh.
I haven't priced him out.
Do you know Zach Brown? Do you know him?
I know him. I don't know him well.
Do you think he could get me one as a lease?
He could probably get you a lease for maybe $40,000 a month.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just for Blake. Blake wants a McLaren.
Yeah.
I think he'd be cool rolling up to high school with his driver's license and a McLaren right there.
Yeah, let me know how that goes.
What's Jackson Lee going to drive? Or does he drive?
He has a cooler car than I do.
Yeah.
We found a convertible V8 Ford Mustang that we got for $69.50.
Really?
Yeah. And it's one owner. It's in great shape. So that's pretty nice. It's a little better than my ride in many ways.
Well, Blake Thomas wants the McLaren, and alas, he will not get it.
See,
unless Zach Brown
was
can
pointing
step up
towards like a Honda Civic or something in that range.
Sure.
But he found a cool car in his price range, and he's paying me $200 a month to pay that off.
Well done, Dad.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, quick break. We'll come back. That's Trackside. Kevin Lee and Kirk Cavan going to be in studio coming up at 7 o'clock with that. Will Carroll, Greg Rakestraw, and IU football coach Tom Allen. Podcast 1075thefan.com. Okay, tomorrow, live in Westfield. Thursday, live in Westfield. We'll be up there on the show live during the Colts and the Browns get-togethers. Again, tomorrow and then on Thursday. Westfield Mayor Cook, my man Matt Deck. I think Hoff is going to bring us some barbecue. So slide by if you want to see us. In the corner of the end zone is our location. Coming up tomorrow, then again on Thursday. Tony Dungy to start off the show in studio with us coming up on Friday. All right, Meek Mill Future tickets. You want to give that away right now? 239-1070. Meek Mill and Future tickets. If you would like to go, number 7 at 239-1070. Thank you, my friends at Live Nation, as always. I'm telling you, Kyle and Kimmy are spectacular. Always love working with them in sports and music hand in hand. Meek Mill Future, number 7, 239-1070. Be like Jeremy Hadley yesterday and a first-time winner. We'll wrap it up. Final time with you next.
How well do you know the Indiana State Fair? Test your knowledge on 1075thefan.com for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to this year's festivities.
As a small business owner, when was the last time you considered switching internet providers?
I don't even remember. Running a business keeps me pretty busy.
Let's compare your current provider to Comcast Business. Are you getting fast, reliable internet?
Sometimes.
How about a full suite of innovative services like separate Wi-Fi networks, 4G wireless backup, and advanced voice solutions?
I highly doubt it.
Sounds like Comcast Business could give you more. Make the switch to the nation's largest gig speed network now and get an amazing deal. Right now, get fast 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for paperless billing and autopay. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Monthly service charge increases by $10 without paperless billing and autopay. Offer ends 8/21/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra subject to change. Backup limited to up to 8 hours.
Let's talk about Noah. Last year, he had a fast food delivery job. The hours were garbage. The pay was worse. So he went to My Computer Career. In less than 6 months, Noah started his IT career. Now he's in line for his second promotion. Is your job garbage? Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Classes meet just twice a week. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
August is here and you need reliable transportation to get the kids back and forth to school. Penske Chevrolet at 96 and Keystone has you covered. Brand new award-winning Chevrolet cars, trucks, and SUVs are waiting for you, and they've got a huge selection of certified pre-owned cars too. Don't want to make a trip to the dealership? Well, that's no problem. Just call Jay Smith and Brett Rosie and they'll arrange a test drive on your test track. Shop at PenskeChevyIndy.com and Penske will drop your future car off at your home or business. Worried about financing? Well, don't. Penske Chevy promises the lowest price, and you can always choose between a purchase or a lease. For example, the Equinox comes with 0% financing for 60 months or $199 a month lease. The Trax has no interest for 6 years or $159 lease. The lease on a Malibu is $219 a month, and with all these leases, it's 36 months at 10,000 miles a year. Oh, and select Silverados come with 0% financing for 72 months and a $2,000 rebate, or you can just take 25% off that sticker. Penske Chevrolet at 96 and Keystone or online at PenskeChevyIndy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Hello, John here for the Backyard Bourbon broadcast brought to you by Evan Williams. That's my man Brent and Randy. And we got the final one for the month of August coming up here. To win, you got to sign up. And you're going to say, all right, what am I signing up for at 1075thefan.com? Here it is. We're going to bring the entire show out to you and your friends, your family, in your backyard. We're going to bring the show. We're going to bring DJ Skids with the music. We're going to bring all you can drink, courtesy of Evan Williams, our friends at Heaven Hill. Hydration, courtesy of Connecticut Water, and all-you-can-eat food and a fantastic selection. My man Mark from Wings, etc., bringing it to you, to your backyard sometime this month in August. But to win, you got to sign up. That's online right now. The Backyard Bourbon broadcast brought to you by Evan Williams, 1075thefan.com. Sign up now.
All right, you know and I know that your dock isn't going to make it through another winter, let alone summer, and that's why I'm here. Yours truly, Daniel J. Dockets, will pull your butt or your dock out of the sling again with Deaton's Waterfront Services. Deaton's does Easy Dock. They came to my place, took out my old dock, replaced it with the Easy Dock. It's a floating dock, and Easy Dock will not rust, rot, or splinter. No slipping, painting, or redecking. Easy Dock. Tell them Dan Dock Itch said to look them up at DeatonsDocks.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Baptist Heating and Air.
Dad wants me to make an ABC commercial. A stands for air conditioning, B stands for Baptist, C stands for quick. No, honey, Q is for quick. You could use C for comfortable. And you could also say D for dial now. Oh, A is for air conditioning, B is for Baptist, C is for comfortable, and D is for dial now.
For your HVAC needs from A to Z, call 782-1900.
Baptist Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
The Colts host the Cleveland Browns in preseason action. Coverage Saturday at 1 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Give me that phone. Now you listen to me, mister. God did not put me on this earth to be awakened by filthy suggestions from a foul-mouthed hooligan like you.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
All right, let's do a little Kevin Lane trivia here to close it out. This day in film history. Do you recognize this song? What film is it from? Turn it up for him, would you?
So it's like a rip of I Love Rock and Roll, but it sounds like Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar, bingo.
I don't know the song.
What film?
I don't know the song.
The two characters are riding in a famous football player, fictional famous football player's car on the way to a party that they wreck, and they run into a bunch of bricks. And then one character says to the other, I can fix it. And the other character says, my brother is going to blank. My brother is going to kill us. My brother is going to blank. My brother is going to kill us.
Oh, there he just said it. That's what I was going to guess.
Dang,
Forrest
man,
Whitaker. He's the football player,
Fast
right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I was going to guess that.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
This date, 1982, was released. When was the first time that you saw that? Did you see it with your mom like I did?
No, I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
It was probably high school or college. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it with my mom.
When you
which
were
was
like
unfortunate.
12?
Yeah, I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoebe came out of the pool. Stacy's getting it from Damone in the pool house. Just, Hamilton's, chafing the carrot and all that stuff. Just right there on my front door. I'm 12. My mom, right there, sitting right there next to me.
Okay, then.
Also on this date in history, we first learned about the very noted hockey mask on Jason. Friday the 13th.
Really?
Part 3 in 3D.
How bad were those movies?
You've not seen one?
I have.
One is
but
awesome.
I was like
2 is really
13
good.
or 14. I'm wondering if I look at them now.
I mean, I think that there's still the best part about it, I think those they're suspenseful and they're still suspense, and they use suspense not only visually.
What's the suspense? They're getting killed.
Nah, I mean audio was suspense.
Okay,
you get the music in the background. I think 1 is good. I like 2 a lot. And I like the chick that started in 3. So, and it originally was released in the theaters as 3D.
Oh,
so it was a 3D film. But but that was the film that introduced the now famous Jason hockey mask. So that's the first time he wore it. Then
what was his last name?
Voorhees.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't certain of that. I thought there was actually someone I knew named Jason Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees. This date in history with Kevin Lee, brought to you by nobody. Should be brought to you by somebody, but it's brought to you by nobody.
We need more sponsorship.
Brought to you by Jackson Lee Racing.
No, it's supposed to go the other way around.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
He's not paying us.
No,
We're paying him.
No.
Yeah. Hey, what you guys got coming up tonight?
So there are a lot of things happening. Even though IndyCar hasn't raced for a couple of weeks, it's all broken loose. Sam Schmidt has partnered with McLaren, and we don't know where James Hinchcliffe stands, even though he's sent out a release that says, I'm happy to be a Chevy driver with, what's the team name? Aero McLaren Racing SP.
Nice.
You'll have to get used to that one. So
7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, there are a lot of different things involved in silly season.
I better run. 7 o'clock, Kevin and Kevin, trackside. Will Carroll, Rake, Tom Allen. Thank you, Kyle. Tomorrow, Colts Camp in Westfield, and what should be fun. And more luck talk if you want it. And at JMV 1070, will luck start in week 1? The Connecticut Water question of the day. Do it now. Talk to you tomorrow at 3.
The dress rehearsal.
Let's go!
The dry run.
Run down the field on them!
Whatever you want to call it.
This is pro football.
It's week 2 of the preseason, and it's starting to feel a lot more like football. This week, Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., and the rest of the Browns take on the Colts at Lucas Oil on Saturday. It's the ride to kickoff with JMV at 1. Matt Taylor with the call at 4.
Touchdown! Touchdown!
On your home for Colts football. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
An effective defense often hinges on sophisticated strategies relating to income tax projections, business valuations, spousal support claims. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Tuesdays are the worst. They're all that stands between you and the downhill part of the week. But now they're a lot less worse, because Wing Tuesdays at B-Dubs are buy one, get one free traditional wings. So Monday, you may kick off the week. Wednesday, you may have a cool nickname.